Hey, Shalom. I want to say Ko, Halal, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Shai, Ba'ashem Akakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders and a sincere Aki around the world. I'm back here with another live lesson. I had something, an article.
Can we get you something?
Yeah, I'll just read.
Okay.
This is our. I didn't know if you had something. So.
No.
This is our RT News, right? It says Kennedy accuses Biden.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Then that's Slocky.
Okay.
And they're talking about they targeted Jake with the thing.
No, that's for more representation.
Okay, that's something different. So pretty much, that's R.F. Kennedy.
That's Robert.
Yeah,
Robert
yep.
Kennedy.
Okay, so he's talking a lot.
Kennedy, yeah.
All right, so now I'll let you read that. There's another article I got. Basically, what he's saying that there's a whole lot of other shit coming down the pipeline. You see? But go ahead. I'll let you read that slack. I thought you were going into another article.
No, it's all good.
My bad.
It says Kennedy accuses Biden of preparing for war with Russia. All right, because this is part of biblical prophecy. How the Lord said how we would know the times before he returns, that ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars, and this is part of the fulfillment of that. You already have the war escalating in Ukraine right now, right? And this article is going to go into it. It says the U.S. leader should acknowledge his failure in Ukraine. He's talking about President Biden, and focus on domestic issues. Let me skip down. It says by ordering the deployment of 3,000 more reservists to Europe. So Biden's calling up 3,000 people in the army reserves and military reserves to go and ship them over to fight in Ukraine. All right.
I got a precept for you, brother.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Oh, this is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 3, verse 8. Oh, that was in the cut.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, we synced in the spirit, man. Right, I'll read it for you. It says, therefore, wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the fray. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them my indignation, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy.
Right, so it said, therefore, wait ye upon me, saith the Lord. That's the Heavenly Father talking to the hopeful elect, telling us to wait upon him for these prophecies to come to pass, because the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, he's going to fight for his people, for his elect, starting with his elect. He's going to fight for us, man. So that's why the Lord is doing all these things in the earth, because eventually he's going to deliver his people out of the hand of the captivity, out of the hand of the so-called white man, right? It says, until the day that I rise up to the prey. The Lord is rising up to the prey right now. Esau and all these other nations and 2/3 of our people, you're the prey. Okay? You're the prey. You're enemies against the creator of heaven and earth. It says, for my determination is to gather the nations, right? And they're being gathered as we speak.
Yep, rising to the prey. Yeah, yep. And Esau is the prey because, when you go into the other nations too, but Esau is really the main motherfucker that's going to get it, man. Because why? He's in power. He's in rulership. He's the one that's making up all these wicked ass demonic rules and shit. Got all this wickedness going. So the Lord basically, he was the predator, but now he's going to become the prey, man. You see? Yep, and I got something else for you after you.
Okay. It says, for my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, right? Which he's doing right now over there in the Middle East, over in that area, around Jerusalem, around the Middle East, the Persian Gulf area, over there in Ukraine. That's part of that area too. It says that I may assemble the kingdoms to pour upon them my indignation, right?
Right. So just to add to what the bishop's going into, so pretty much that's the Most High. He's working through these devils, man, because Joe the Nibbler, I call him Joe the Nibbler, or pedo Joe the Nibbler, all right, because he likes to nibble on little babies and stuff, sit there and put his nasty ass demonic lizard tongue all over little fucking kids and shit, right? And nobody has a problem with that shit. But anyway, he's fulfilling the Most High's will anyway, man. All right, so yeah, you got these so-called whistleblowers, which the brother was reading about Robert Kennedy, but really they're insiders, man. But guess what? We're the true insiders.
That's right.
We the true insiders, man. The Most High already gave us a scoop, man. You see, and we've been telling you that there will be a World War III. We told you that Russia is going to be involved in a war with the United States, and it's going to be prompted by those small hats with the big nose, man. All right, you know who the hell we talking about, man. We've been telling you these things, man. You see? But the problem is that by the time you figure it out, it's going to be way too late, man. Okay, because the Most High is not dealing with 2/3 of our people, man. What's our real purpose, man? The further you get in the truth, because remember, you're supposed to increase in this knowledge, man. You're not supposed to decrease or stay stuck on stupid in the first gear or whatever the case. You're supposed to increase, man, and you're supposed to understand perfectly what the will of the Most High is, man. You see, you got what the Lord said. He said, give them warning from me. All right, and I'm going to look for the scripture unless one of you brothers know where it's at. But that's our duty, is to warn the people, man. All these different frills, and, you know, here it is. Brother sent me the thing, which, I mean, we don't really care, but the shit comes into through on your feed or whatever. You know, ISUPK going to have Feast of Tabernacles in King James Castle in Scotland. So a lot of y'all get all pumped up for that.
Right.
But at the end of the day, we're supposed to be warning the people, prophesying to them, man, about the coming of the Lord. And maybe that might be where he said, look, man, don't worry about it, man. When they come with that jab, when they come with that charagma, you know, the MOTB, man, don't listen to Great Millstone. Remember what I told you about that jab? Look, they stealing the vaccinations. They don't want you to get it. So you make sure you go out there and you get it. Don't listen to them other Israelites, man. Man, that stuff ain't happening. That ain't the MOTB. Man, the MOTB, King David, the Lord got the MOTB. So don't worry about that. That's the shit that he be pushing to y'all, man.
Yeah.
And that's why the Lord is against them niggas, man.
That's right.
And then he doubled down on wickedness instead of repenting, right? When that slithery side nigga, when he sat there and said, look, well, you know, you had all this heat and everything. How do you feel about it now? I'm glad. You glad that you misled a lot of Jake?
Yep.
You glad at that?
Because he's a hierarchy.
See, that's why the Lord got us out here on y'all, man. Coming down on y'all, man. Because the Most High is not pleased with no goddamn General Yohana, man. He's not working with Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. I don't care what he says, man. The proof is in the pudding, man.
He's working with the God of this world.
He ain't what the hell is he really warning y'all from, man? Huh? A lot of times what goes on is damn folly, man. All right? But at the end of the day, the true men of the Lord are going to come out here with the prophecies, man.
And
like it, brother.
And just like the brother said, first of all, the Feast of Tabernacles is us being humbled and living like we did in the days when we came out of Egypt, which we had no sure dwellings.
Yeah.
So what did we do? We went in the woods and took branches and sticks and leaves, and we made, how would you say, a temporary place to live in, which is a booth.
Yeah.
Sukkah, right? Or sukkah,
Kind of like my dad.
right? That's what we did because we dwelt in tents. So we took that and we made how would you say, the word escapes me. It's not a permanent home. No, a temporary dwelling. So we made a temporary dwelling to dwell in to shield us from the rain and the elements or whatever while we was out in the wilderness. So the Feast of Tabernacles is to commemorate when we dwelt in booths. And no matter how rich you were supposed to come up out of that splendor that you were living and live like we lived during the time of when we came into Exodus.
That's
and we were in the wilderness.
That's right.
It's a homage to how we came out of Egypt and before we got into the Promised Land. That's what it is. It's not to be celebrated in a castle. You understand? It is not to be celebrated in a castle. This, like the scriptures say, their fear of me is taught by the precept of men. See, the precept is already here. How we supposed to fear? How we supposed to honor these high holy days? How we supposed to keep these things? How we supposed to keep the Sabbath? How we supposed to keep the high holy days? The instruction manual is already here. So what these guys is doing is it's called how would you say, frills. They're adding frills to it. It's already been set what we're supposed to do for the Feast of Tabernacles. That's it. But these guys, we're gonna go celebrate in King James Castle. What kind of bullshit is that? All that is just to grab stupid, simple-minded ass niggas into the fold under them ISUPK guys. That's what that is. That's all that is. That's just to grab the simple minds, to grab you simpletons, to pull you up in under the banner of ISUPK. Oh, look, we going to Scotland celebrating the Feast of Tabernacles. You're supposed to go out into the woods like we was when we came out in the Exodus, and you're supposed to set up the booth and dwell in there for 7 days. That's it. Dwell up in there, and that's it. It's a memorial to how we came up. That's what it is.
This is Romans 10 and 2.
There you go.
Verse 3.
Yeah. So you might as well, I would start at 1.
Start at 1? Okay. Romans 10 and 1. Brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to the Most High for Israel is that they might be saved.
Right. It's for Israel that they might be saved, because not all Israel is going to be saved.
But hey, but we still pray for the elect. We even say that there's elect that's going to come from out of these different Israelite groups that are going off. Because if you are the elect, the Most High is going to be able to make you turn back around. All right? And so, and eventually, all these different antics and everything, they're not going to satisfy. What the hell are you thinking about? If you sitting there piss poor, you got Esau on your ass, you're going to the court, right? You got child support cases, you got evictions and this and that. What the hell do you care about a goddamn King James, any of them damn castles that's over there in Europe, man?
Yeah.
You see, that's bringing Jake out of reality. And the thing is, this is not our kingdom, man. This ain't our rest, man. Now, hey, if you want to go to a museum, you want to go to Zeal, that's one thing. But to make a spectacle and talk about celebrating a humble event in a big gallant castle, all right, that shows you where your heart is at, man. Your mind is not on the coming of the Lord. You want to sit there and go discover and be the first. Yeah, did anybody ever do that? Did everybody who came to the horse who came to the horse? Who came to the Passover on a horse? Right? Oh, yo, you stole that idea from us. You niggas are carnal with it, man. You're carnal. You're not into the spiritual aspect of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, even though you call on his name, man. You're not doing it in sincerity, man. And guess what? We're going to see the Lord go run through a lot of you Israelite camps out there. The rest of the 2/3 are done anyway, man. Esau, he's been done, man. But also, too, remember the Lord said judgment shall begin at his house. That's why the Spirit constantly got us coming out here checking ourselves daily, man. All right, but go ahead.
Verse 2 says, for I bear them record that they have a zeal of the Most High.
Right, and if you see them, they'll line up, they'll come together. Kwam Yashala, right? Some of them will say, how about you, right? So they do got that zeal, all right? But zeal that's misplaced is not the truth, all right? And it's not just about being zealous and sitting there, rah, rah, you know, all that rallying. No cowards, shut up. We didn't talk about, we got a nigger God. We pray to a nigger God. What the hell is wrong with you, man? So the Lord said they got a zeal, because you'll see them out there with the Bibles, but you're no different than these simple niggas that's in these damn churches, man.
That's right.
These Christian churches, man. Baptist churches, man. You're no different than them. Because you ain't got the 100% truth, man. There's levels in this truth, man. When Yahweh Shai came, man, he was levels above the rest of the Pharisees and the scribes and teachers of Israel. Because they didn't have the 100% truth, man. And he did.
And that's why they had a problem with him, too. And on top of that, because he wasn't from the house of Levi either. He was from the house of Judah. According to the prophecy, Judah. He's a lawgiver.
Judah, baby.
Say that Judah was a lawgiver.
That's right.
And that's another reason why they had contention with Yahweh Shai, because he wasn't of the house of Levi. So they're like, damn, who the hell is this Judite coming here telling us about our business, about the law? And he was cutting them.
Right.
And he was making them look stupid.
Stupid.
And he was younger than them. And he was cutting the hell out of them.
He went way over their heads, man.
All the time.
Said, for I bear them record that they have a zeal of the Most High, but not according to knowledge.
There it is, but not according to knowledge. Because first of all, when you sit up there and talk about the MOTB, it's Christianity, it's an embargo. When you sit there and say that the Lord had the MOTB, Everybody got the MOTB.
Solomon had the MOTB.
Solomon had the MOTB.
Nigga, you crazy.
Then you ain't got the true knowledge, man.
You must
that
be
you
sniffing-
profess that you have. You don't have it.
You must be sniffing cocaine. You
Yeah,
must-
John
you
the
must
Baptist
be
fell out the
heroin.
truth. You kidding me, man?
He's the greatest prophet. The Lord said
Wait
out
a
of his
minute.
own mouth.
The Lord said, born among women is none greater. And he was talking about John the Baptist. How the hell John the Baptist fell out the truth?
That was his cousin too.
And that was his cousin, by the way.
Yeah.
John the Baptist died a horrible death.
That's his first cousin.
And why the scriptures say that he shall send you Elijah before the coming and dreadful day of the Lord. And then when Yahushua broke that down, he told him that it was John the Baptist. So what the hell are you niggas talking about? John the Baptist fell out the truth. That's the greatest prophet that ever lived next to Yahushua. According to Yahushua.
Out of his own mouth.
Out of his own mouth, he said that. So what the hell are you niggas talking about, man? You guys are really Bible goons. That's what you are. You niggas are Bible goons. You're goons who read the Bible. That's what you are. And you don't have the understanding of the word of the Lord. Because if you did, you wouldn't be saying the shit that comes out of your mouth. Like the other guy that when he said something about Captain Crunch.
Oh, John the Baptist was a plate of fish.
Yeah, it's a plate of fish, it's
Pass the
Captain
hot
Crunch
sauce.
and all that.
Yeah.
Pass the hot sauce. I mean, you niggas are some blasphemous bastards, man.
Yeah, proud.
Proud, blasphemous bastards. And the Lord said 6 things does he hate. But that pride is one of the things that the Lord
That's the
hates.
first thing. Proud look.
That proud ass look.
And a lying tongue also is in there too.
Yep.
Anytime you teach against what the scriptures say, that's a lying tongue. That's blasphemy.
And just because you got other Israelite groups out there that call on the name Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, that don't mean shit. That don't mean that you're gonna make it. You had the vagabond Jews. Didn't they call on the name of the Lord? When they went tried to go toe to toe with them demons, and the demons beat the shit out of them.
Yeah.
The demons looked at him like, Paul, I know. Yahushai, I know. But nigga, who the hell is you? And then the demons tore them niggas up and ripped their clothes off and ran them the hell up out of there, the vagabond Jews. They called on the name, but they wasn't the guys. They called on the name, but they wasn't the guys. And the demon told them, look, we know Paul, we know Yahushua. Who the hell are you?
Yep, got a precept for you too. This is the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 4 and 8. It said, henceforth there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness, which the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, the righteous judge, shall give me at that day, and not to me only, but unto all them also that love his appearing. So how the hell you gonna have the MOTB and get a crown of righteousness, man? It's not gonna happen, man. And it said all them that love his appearing. Who is the ones that love his appearing? The Ezekiel 9 and 4 brothers, the men that are sighing and crying for the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. All right, the Matthew the 25th chapter brothers, the wise virgins, all right, who brought their oil with them. All right, those are the ones that's looking for the appearance of Yahweh Shai, man. You see? I got one more. Isaiah 54 and 17. It said, no weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper. All right, maybe I should have started at the 16th, going into the missiles, but it said, no weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper. So anytime, in any weapon, it's not just a physical weapon, it's a spiritual weapon. In other words, you set up guys, right? And a lot of you guys that are 501c3 charter, you have to do what the government tell you to do, man.
That's right.
And the Most High ain't command us, his real men, to get come up under the damn 501c3 charter, as like these rest of these churches, and operate the work of the Most High through a 501c3 charter, meaning a government privilege, so you get tax exemptions and benefits. That's selling out, all right?
Goodies.
That's against the Most High, all right? And again, as we get towards the end, the Lord is revealing more and more things. There's no excuse for you not to know, all right? Because they like to say, oh, well, King Mashal. Yeah, but first of all, that was a different stage of this truth. We at the final stage in this truth, in this knowledge, man. That's why you're supposed to what? You're supposed to increase in knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. You're supposed to know what time it is, man. You're supposed to know it ain't time to be playing around, playing them games, man. All right? Taking time off from doing the work, all right? Or out there sitting there, have Jake in a sleep mentality like this is the kingdom, man.
Yeah.
This ain't the kingdom of heaven, right? But it says, in every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment, thou shalt condemn. So that's why anytime anybody speaks against this word, not us per se, because we don't give a damn about what you say about us, because we don't care about ourselves. We care about Yahweh Shem Yahushai and his word, man, and the flock, okay? So when you speak against his word, the Lord said, thou shalt condemn. So that's why you guys are condemned, because you coming up against the truth, man. The real truth. You talk about you the home of the truth. That's all bullshit, man.
Yep.
That's all bullshit, man. We just being straight, live and direct, man.
Right.
All right? It says, this is the heritage of the servants of the Lord, and their righteousness is of me, saith the Lord, man. All right? And see, now we're just talking. But it's going to come a time, just like back at 9/11, when that happened. There wasn't no goddamn laughing or playing around then, was it?
Right.
Hell, a couple years ago, when they locked you stupid, silly motherfuckers up, then they forced that Satan piss on you, made you take that wicked vaccine, and a lot of your loved ones died. And it's good, man.
And a lot of you are ticking time bombs right now with that shit in you.
That's right.
You're ticking time bombs. So your days are numbered anyway.
Yep.
If you listen to these niggas and went and sat in line and took that shit, your days is numbered anyway. Because the CDC, go to the CDC's website. I'm not saying something this ain't misinformation. This is from the Center for Disease Control. They have spoken about a term called myocarditis and pericarditis. Just look that up. That's all I'm going to say. Go to the CDC website and look up myocarditis and pericarditis as a result of 3 years ago.
And guess what this female monkey just said? This East Indian fake black bitch, fucking Kamala
Harris.
Yeah, Kamala Harris. Yep. And guess what she just did? And they try to say, oh, it was a mistake. She said we need to decrease the population. Right? But they going to say, oh, she meant to say to decrease the pollution.
No.
Bullshit. Bullshit.
Because she's a part of that game.
She is, and she's an evil little witch. All right, that they done did all kind of, they passed her around like a fucking joint. All right? And that's one fucking demonic, ugly bitch, man. All right? And she kind of looks like some type of goddamn ape or some shit from India.
Yeah.
All right? But she said we need to decrease the population. And like the brother said in the CDC, you dumb, stupid people, you're walking time bombs. Any day you could drop dead. Yes. And they're going to say, like they named that documentary, died suddenly. A lot of you are going to die suddenly, man. Yeah. All right? Because why? First of all, I'm speaking about you niggas out there, man. All right? You got niggas like this Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, right? Yeah. Sitting up there pushing the fucking goddamn so-called white man's white man's agenda to destroy our people, man. That's why you know, and you're supposed to be a Muslim. That shows you that Islam is not the truth, man.
Yep.
All right? That's what it shows you, man.
That you niggas are totally conformed to the ways of Babylon, and you're totally under the thumb of Esau, the devil, the so-called white man. All of you niggas. I don't give a damn what religion that you niggas proclaim, because Islam ain't shit any goddamn way. It came about around 640 AD or something like that, or a little bit after that. And Muhammad came on the scene 600 AD. I believe the Quran wasn't written until after his death. Right? It wasn't written until after his death. And then Islam invaded Africa somewhere around 640 AD. It invaded Africa, and the people who were converted were the Alexandrian Jews. See, that's history. That's secular history. The Alexandrian Jews was in where? Egypt, which is what? That's North Africa. They was in Egypt, so the first people who were converted by the Islamic invasion in Africa were the Alexandrian Jews, around 640 AD, which was named after Alexander the Greek, because we were there because of what? The Greek captivity. Because Israelites were taken and brought into Egypt by Ptolemy. I believe it was Ptolemy Soter. Ptolemy Soter took up over about 100,000 Israelites and brought them into Egypt. 100,000 when Ptolemy Soter was in there. Then Ptolemy Philadelphus, his son, came up, and Ptolemy Philadelphus was the one that had the Bible translated into the Greek. That's when the Septuagint came about. And that was under Ptolemy Philadelphus. And then Ptolemy Philadelphus gave those Jews that were in North Africa the same rights as Greek citizens. They were given the same rights and privileges as Greek citizens, but his father before him basically had us in captivity and was tearing us up.
That's right. Yeah. And see,
So there's a lot of history. So like it's a lot of history.
Yeah.
And the Moors who took on Islam, that's why I'm speaking about this, because he spoke about Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. The Moors who converted to Islam were Alexandrian Jews that were conquered by the Islamic invasion in 640 AD into North Africa. And they weren't just in Egypt, they were spread out all in Tunisia, Libya, all the way across North Africa to Morocco. That was all, those are Israelites that was all up there in northern Africa along the Mediterranean.
And that's why, and not for nothing, that's why they incorporated the Torah in there, because why? They knew that that was the book of the Israelites. Right. So to conquer them, they used, just like this devil now, he uses the Bible, but he turns it upside down to enslave these niggas and give them that plantation Christianity as Apostle Paul calls it. And then the other side of it with Muhammad and his conquest, they don't tell you the real deal about Muhammad, all right? Because in their book that they don't like to talk about,
right,
the Hadith, all right, it tells you the straight skinny, how he was popping 7-year-old or 5-year-old girls.
Oh yeah,
he was popping boys. He was illiterate. He couldn't read. All right, it tells you all the real brutal
truth
wickedness
about that devil, that fucking that damn heathen Muhammad. And on top of it, like he said, you got to bring this up.
Yeah.
You niggas be talking shit about us when we bring up the rape doctrine, right? When we bring up the truth, what the scriptures say about it, we ain't telling nobody to go out there and do nothing.
No, we never did. No.
But your motherfucking beloved Muhammad was fucking an 8-year-old girl named Aisha.
Aisha, yep. Aisha.
Go look at the history of Islam.
Yeah.
He had an 8-year-old wife named Aisha, which she never bare any children to him.
And there's a lot of you niggas
he was
that
popping her.
Niggas don't even know about that, man.
A lot of you stupid ass niggas don't know a damn thing about it.
And a lot of you turn a blind ear to it, man.
That's right.
Oh, it's haram. No, it's in your book. It's in the Hadith. The Hadith.
That's in the history of Islam. Go look up in the history of Islam.
Yeah.
He had an 8-year-old wife named Aisha. So what the hell you got to say about that? You stupid ass niggas.
That's right.
So you praying to a damn false god anyway, because Islam don't fucking exist. And Muhammad was just an illiterate fucking camel jockey. And what the real skinny on Islam is that the church fathers, the black popes of Rome, which were Israelites, who were what? Into Queen of Heaven worship. They were Queen of Heaven worshiping as niggas, but they were Israelites. They were wicked. Our people was worshiping the Queen of Heaven back during the time of Ezekiel. When Ezekiel, it says, see what the ancients do, Ezekiel 8:14. Israel back then was weeping for Tammuz. That's a Babylonian god. The priests would turn to the east, praying to Tammuz. That's in the scripture. So Israel was always following and worshiping Hamitic gods. That ain't nothing new. That goes back to the ancient world. There was always wicked niggas. Oh yeah, if you got it, yeah.
You know where I'm at. All right,
no, go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh, okay.
You got it.
Yeah, this is I'll start at the top. Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 19. It says, "Thine own wickedness shall correct thee, and thy backsliding shall reprove thee."
Right, your own wickedness is going to correct you, because why? Because the penalty for your wickedness is going to correct you.
Yeah.
And you're backsliding.
And you're going to be ashamed. Y'all going to be ashamed, all you niggas in Islam and shit. And you niggas are devout. There it is. And that's why the Most High is angry. Because our people, they'll get all 100%, 150% into some shit that's not for them.
Yep.
But for the Most High, they give the Most High his ass to kiss, man.
Right.
A lot of you niggas do that, man. A nigga sit there and speak perfect Arabic better than the fucking Arabics, and that's not even your fucking culture, man.
And then be corrected actual fucking Ishmaelites on their own language.
Yeah.
That's how far you niggas go.
And the Most High is tired of you niggas, man. The Lord's gonna get rid of you niggas, and you're gonna be ashamed, man. You niggas there, man. Right? So it says, Salaki, it says, "Know therefore and see that it is an evil thing and bitter that thou hast forsaken the Lord thy power, and that my fear is not in thee."
You have forsaken the Lord power. You have forsaken Yahweh. Why Yahweh Shai? Because Yahweh Shai is in there, right? You forsaken Yahweh while Yahweh Shai, right? And the fear of the Most High is not in you.
That's right.
You fear these other gods, these bullshit gods that can't do a goddamn thing, that can't do shit.
And that's why y'all got zapped up.
Yep.
You fear the white man, man.
Yep. That's
like the brothers Karatazar was speaking on the show. A lot of y'all was scared to lose your jobs. All right, you scared to lose your benefits that was coming in because Esau sat there and pushed you to the limit, man.
Yep.
He got you to your breaking point, man. He put that pressure on you and you folded, man. And boy, did you fold, and you still folding, man. All right, and then you listen to the fucking General Gehenna out of all people, man. And Nate, see, look, the Most High is gonna get you niggas for that, man. You pushed and promoted that death. Told Jake to take it. So the Lord, they gonna die, but you gonna die even a worse death because you knew better, man. Yep. And like we said, I don't believe Johanna took that damn jab. I took it, I'm fine. I don't believe that, man. All right, I don't believe that, man. All right, but the thing of the matter is that you sat there and you feared the most. I mean, didn't fear the Most High. You feared the damn devil. That's why you got jabbed up.
And their blood is going to be on your head.
That's right.
The Lord's going to hold you accountable for them.
There's no fear of the Most High. That's why when you teach folly, man.
Yep.
That you can do it in the butt. And all that other stuff that you out there teaching, man. Now you niggas are talking about that there's a hell. You see? Because you don't fear the Most High, man.
Nope.
That's what the problem is, man. And all the rest of the other madness, you name it, all that madness that they teach it, because there's no fear of the Most High, man. All right? See, these other niggas, they're going to die, but you wicked Israelites, man. You rebellious Israelites, man. You rebellious Israelites, man. The Most High going to get you.
If you're teaching hell, you might as well teach that there's a chocolate bunny in the Pacific Ocean.
That's coming.
Named Nestle Quick.
That's coming.
Teach there's a chocolate bunny named Quick.
Waxing worse and worse. Yeah.
Niggas are waxing worse and worse. Bringing in that Roman Catholic philosophy of them, which shows that you must the Rosicrucians must have came to you because you teaching that Roman Catholic doctrine, that hell doctrine, where you gonna burn in hell. Bullshit. The burning is gonna be when Babylon is set on fire, modern day Babylon, which is America, and it's gonna burn for a long time. That soot and that smoke is gonna come up for a long time.
Yeah.
And other nations from other continents are going to be able to see it. They're going to see the smoke of her torment going up. That burning is going to be here. Because the scriptures tell you in the book of Job that the servant is free from his master. When what? When you die.
Right.
When you die and you go back into the spiritual world, it tells you that the servant is free from his master. And even the wicked cease from troubling when death comes. So what the hell do you mean that there's a hell where somebody's going to be burning and being tormented? When it tells you in the book of Job, when you go into that situation of being laid to rest, there's nothing going on there.
Right. I got one just to back up the brother. This is the book of Job 21, verse 23. It says, one dieth in his full strength, being wholly at ease and quiet. His breasts are full of milk, and his bones are moistened with marrow. And another dieth in the bitterness of his soul, and never eateth with pleasure. They shall lie down alike in the dust. They shall lie down alike in the dust.
That's right. Yeah.
And the worm shall cover them. You see? So you know, you got the other one? There's tons of scriptures that tell you, man. Because, you know, I didn't see who said it, but I heard Apostle Paul speak on it. You got motherfuckers talking about, oh, the white man's spirit goes downward, our spirit goes upward. What scripture is that? All right? The scriptures say they lie down in the dust of light. All right? And then Ecclesiastes 12, was it 12 and 7? All right? The spirit returneth unto the Most High who gave it.
Right.
So how do you get, where did it say that the white man's spirit goes back down to earth in hell? Where'd you get that from?
Bullshit.
You got the other one?
I got one in Ecclesiastes 3 and 20.
Okay, and then, yep. Then I'll get the one in Job. Go ahead.
Okay. It says, all go to one place.
Yep. Oh, you went straight to the point, man.
All go to one place.
Yeah,
because the Most High,
keep on it.
Yahweh, that's his name in the ancient Hebrew. He's called the Father of spirits. All spirits come from him. Okay? Yahweh Shai, our Lord Yahweh Shai, was the first spirit created by the Most High. And then Yahweh Shai created every other spirit that you see out here, right? And the angels. So it says, all go to one place. All are of the dust. And all turn to dust again. And we all came from the ground, the dust. Adama, or Adam, means from the ground. All right? Because everything that's found in deep soil of the earth, all the minerals and vitamins, they're in our bodies, which proves that we come from the earth.
You said what? It didn't say some, did it?
It says all.
Oh, it didn't just say just Jake, right? It didn't just say the righteous. It said what?
All are of the dust.
All are of the dust. Because why? That's where everybody was created. Man was created from the dust. So back to the dust you return, meaning your body and your flesh goes back to the earth. Once your spirit leaves, all right, and then that's when corrosion and corruption kicks in, and that's when that's what Job was speaking about. Then you become worm food, all right, through corrosion. But your spirit goes back to the Most High.
Yeah, that's what it meant. It said, "Thou shalt not suffer my soul in hell."
In hell, right?
And my body to see corruption.
Yep. What was that? Romans the 3rd chapter. Yep.
We're talking about the
Yeah.
Lord. Yep.
Yeah, being in the ground, in the grave. See, the thing is, man, and that's why we believe, because see, a lot of this is basic, man. And people talk about they go back to the old school, or we're the only ones keeping the tradition. Well, why you ain't teaching? Back then, you couldn't teach no shit about there being a hell.
Nope.
We always taught against hell, man.
Yeshaya used to try to bring that shit in every now and then. The Ariana would chop
They
that.
shut that shit
That's
down.
a Roman Catholic dogma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dante's Inferno is dog, like the brother said, dogma. All right, now this is the book of. Oh, I'm sorry, Salaki.
It says, "All are of the dust, and all turn to dust again." It says,
Right, all are of the dust, and all turn to dust again, man. You can't get no plainer than that, man. Right.
It says, "Who knoweth the spirit of man that goeth upward?"
Upward. The spirit of man that goeth upward, back to the Most High. Ecclesiastes 12:7. Then shall the spirit return into the Most High who gave it.
Right. Before the judgment seat, and then that's when you judge, you know?
Right, you go before the throne.
Before the throne, right?
Yep.
It says, "And the spirit of the beast that goeth downward to the earth."
The spirit of the beast that go downward to the earth, meaning the animals, the actual beasts. Their spirit don't go back up to the Most High.
Because they're in their natural order, you know?
Right.
They don't have to be judged.
Right.
They don't have to be judged. They don't sin.
Right, the animal does what an animal's supposed to do.
Yeah.
All right, because the Most High tells Moses, look, go teach these commandments to the lost monkeys out there or the lions that's eating everything. No, they in their order, man. All right, they in their natural habit. Well, Esau trying to change the order of that. That's why this devil got to fucking go. All right, but there's more on that.
No, that's it.
Now I'll just read it. I mean, the point is made, but I'll just read it since I got it. Job 3:11. This is Job. Why died I not from the womb? Why did I not give up the ghost when I came out of the belly? Saying why he didn't die. He wasn't a stillborn, still dead at birth. Why did the knees prevent me? Or why the breast that I should suck? For now should I have lain still. He said, if he would have died and not been born, or died when he was born, he said, for now should I have lain still and been quiet. I should have slept. Because why? The spirit went back upward to the Most High.
Right.
All right, that's why you ain't supposed to be tripping out over people like Lazarus, man. Yahweh Shai said, look, he's just at rest, man. He's sleeping. Because really, and that's why they got the term, but people still trip. Right? People say R.I.P., rest in peace, but they don't understand that. They think like the person's gone, you're not gonna see him no more. So they're R.I.P., they all mourning, crying, pouring all kind of liquor, alcohol, acting a fool. When first of all, that spirit that's in that person went back to the Most High where it came from.
They're not being tortured.
They're not being tormented. Ain't nobody sitting there poking. How you poke a spirit, man? How do you poke energy, man? How do you burn fire?
That's a hustle. That's a hustle so that those religious organizations can keep getting money out of you.
That's all it
They
is.
use that as a fear tactic so they can keep getting your substance from you. That's all it is.
Right? So Job said, for now should I have lain still and been quiet, I should have slept, then had I been at rest with kings. So who else is at rest with Job? All the kings that you see that died or whatever. If their spirit didn't come back on this earth, because you come back on the earth. If their spirit didn't come back on this earth, then their spirit is back up there. Job said, I'd have been at rest with kings and counselors of the earth, which built desolate places for themselves. Who's that speaking about, man? Them Hamites, them ancient pharaohs who built what? They had what they call it? The treasure cities.
Treasure cities.
Pyramids. Basically, they buried themselves with the tombs. They buried themselves. They embalmed themselves. That's how they You know, that's go back
And
to
they
the
buried their
so-called
entire
Egyptians.
household with them, the servants, their wives,
Servants.
and believed that they were gonna be served by them in the afterlife.
See? So that's what Job is speaking about. It said, or as in hidden untimely birth had not been, as infants which never saw light, meaning what? A baby that dies in his mother. He said, there the wicked cease from troubling. So you ain't got to hear no more bullshit from the white man. Yep. When you die, that's why the Apostle Paul said, to die is gain, to live is Yahweh Shai, because he knew that, look, if I die, I ain't got to worry about this wicked Roman, because the Romans were back then, just like they right back now today. They were back there oppressing Jake back then, putting all kind of hell, taxation, all kind of nastiness and dirty alphabet people. They were back then running around. It's just that it's multiplied in this day and age, man. Ever since the deadly wound was healed, man. You see? So that's why he said, look, the die is gain. This is what Job is talking about, man. Right? He said, there the wicked cease from troubling, and there the weary be at rest. All those that are catching hell. It said, there the prisoners rest together. They hear not the voice of the oppressor. The small and great are there, and the servant is free from his master. Wherefore is light given to him that is in misery, and life unto the bitter in soul. All right? So that just goes to show you that, look, when you die, your spirit goes back to the Most High, and you're completely at rest with the wicked or with the righteous, the people that caught hell, the people that was doing the oppression. All right? But
I got something.
yep, you got it.
This is 2 Corinthians 5, and I'll start at 1.
Yes.
It says, for we know that if our earthly house of this tabernacle were dissolved, we have a building of the Most High.
Right, the earthly house. What's that talking about?
Body.
These bodies. What does the word body mean?
Goes back to boldly.
Right, right. Your
abode.
abode, your
For the
home.
spirit.
Right?
House.
So these earthly tabernacles, read that again.
For we know that if our earthly house of this tabernacle
Our earthly house. See? Which is these bodies of this tabernacle, right?
were dissolved, we have a building of the Most High, and house not made with hands.
Spiritual bodies.
A celestial body.
A celestial body, man.
A heavenly body. See, we have a celestial body in the spiritual realm, and then we have a terrestrial body in the physical realm. When this terrestrial body is done, we go into the celestial. Period. There's no place of fire or torment that we're going to be burning for hell forever. See, that goes back to, we said it earlier, I'm going to let the brother finish the scripture, but that goes back to an Italian poem by Dante Alighieri, I think was his name. Dante's Inferno. Matter of fact, we're going to read something on it because I got something up on it. We're going to touch on it, but I'm going to let him finish
the whole
scripture.
concept of hell.
That's what the whole concept goes back to, and we're going to read a little bit about it.
It says, we have a building of the Most High, Yahweh.
Hey, but not for nothing, man. Sometimes, like, some of these motherfuckers, you wish you could create a
And send their ass there.
Man, y'all better be lucky that shit don't exist. Shit, a lot of you same niggas that's teaching about this bullshit, right? If there was a places hell, you know, like Curtis, we all gotta go. But now Johanna definitely would have been in hell. Satan would have had you like a fucking pig, roasting you over some fucking coals, man. All right, Nate, he would have had you like a burnt marshmallow. So y'all should be lucky that there's no hell, man. How you teaching people that nonsense, man? Oh, there's a hell. There's triple stages of hell.
You niggas are demented, man.
Fucking the fuck out, man. Yeah.
It says, we have a building of the Most High Yahweh, and house not made with hands, eternal in the heavens.
Right. Eternal in the heavens. The order of how life exists on this planet is already set up. When this physical body is done and it's put back into the earth, your spirit, which is a flame of fire, it goes back into the celestial. Until your time of judgment, you receive the judgment in the spiritual world, and then you're born according to the time of life into the physical realm to live out that judgment in the physical. That's how that goes.
Yep.
But while you're in the spiritual realm, you're not being tormented.
Right.
Well, wait a minute. The Apostle Paul, there's a scripture where it speaks about how he went into the third heaven.
Yep.
The scriptures speak about three heavens. See, you got heaven on earth, which is rulership, right?
Yeah, 'cause the Apostle Paul got killed for teaching his word.
That's right.
But the Lord brought him back to life.
Back to life. Yep.
Yep. And he spoke about going into the third heaven. The third heaven, that's the realm where the Most High dwells at. Then you got heaven on earth. The kingdom of heaven is going to be on earth, which is going to be physical.
Yep. So it says, for in this we groan earnestly, desiring to be clothed upon with our house which is from heaven.
And then you got heaven, meaning the heavens. When we look up, we see the heavens. So you see the heavens that we look up to. Then you got heaven, the spiritual realm where the Most High dwells. And then you got heaven on earth being a condition of rulership. So those are three heavens. Paul was taken into the third heaven, not talking about when you look up into the sky, but beyond that, into the spiritual realm where the Most High and the angels and the demons dwell. Because guess what? An angel is a demon. All right? You got the demons on the right, and you got the demons on the left. What does the word demon mean? Supernatural intelligence. So you got angels on the left-hand side and angels on the right-hand side. The word demon just means supernatural intelligence. Now, I got something I want to read here on this if you don't have more there. Go ahead, finish it up.
It says, if so be that being clothed, we shall not be found naked.
Right. If so being clothed, we should not be found naked. Naked meaning that we don't have our garment. And they talking about this physical garment. The knowledge of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is like a garment over us. And the scriptures say, put on the armor of the Lord so that way you may withstand against the wiles of the devil. What is the armor of the Lord? Taking his Bible and putting it on ourselves, so to speak. Allegorically, metaphorically. It's a metaphor.
Because naked means, being with sin. So,
Right.
Like during the time of Adam, how they knew that they were naked, meaning they had sinned, they had transgressed what the Lord told them not to do. It says, for we that are in this tabernacle do groan, being burdened, not that we would be unclothed, but clothed upon, that mortality might be swallowed up of life. Yeah, so that's what we want. Eventually, we want to be in a righteous kingdom, in our righteous celestial bodies, that we don't go off anymore. We don't get sick anymore. We don't get ailments. We don't feel pain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, that's what we're looking for, man. And the scriptures say there's a rest that remaineth, man. So that's why we out here doing it, and we're basically staunch so hardcore against this society, against this world, because this world has nothing in us, man. Micah 2:10. We understand the pollutions that's here, man. All right, and we're just waiting. We're waiting it out because the scriptures speak about patience, man. The Lord said, in your patience possess ye your soul. Yep. So we're just being patient, waiting, man. But we vex daily, just like Lot was. We vex daily, man. We see these fucking goddamn, and then these devils, man. Yep. All right? Here it is, they losing their kingdom, but they still find some way to be proud, man. They still think, that's why I can't wait till the Lord really fuck these crackers up, man. I'm talking about on a major scale. Because like earlier, the bishop had that article, right, about World War III. And then there's another article with the same devil, Kennedy, talking about, and he said it out of his own mouth. He said, F the CO, the CO, you know what? He said, F that. He said, there's more diseases and sickness that they're about to release. He said, there's more that's coming down the pipeline, man. Yeah. So that's your hell right there, man.
Yeah.
What you niggas talk about like some other place, man.
Right.
Here this niggas are catching so much hell, being tortured, being pained, getting shot the fuck up, getting all kind of diseases. You going to the goddamn hospital, man.
Yeah.
It's nothing but demons, man. It's a demon of death in these hospitals, man. That's why brothers don't like going up in there, man. These old folks home, these people, you got young Jakes right now. That's all messed up, getting shit amputated, man. They got to get heart valves and shit put up in there, man. By this goddamn mad scientist, the so-called white man. That's why the Most High is going to destroy all these so-called white people, man. All right? According to the Bible. According to the Bible. Remember, according to the Bible, that's what the Bible really says. Yep. You haven't been reading your Bibles, man. Right. All right? But the Lord got us out here, and we're going to tell it to you, man. All right? But the Most High, because this devil, man, he's a fucking master of disaster everywhere he goes, man. Here it is, he destroyed the whole goddamn earth, man. He's the harbinger of death. just like they said.
In that movie, Planet of the Apes.
Yep. Hell, they
Beware
done
of the
turn.
beast man.
They done turn this earth into fucking hell.
For
Yeah.
he is the harbinger of death.
And
Yeah.
this earth used to be a paradise, man.
Yeah.
It used to be called Eden, paradise.
Yep.
I
You-
done.
Everywhere you go, you look at the trees everywhere. The trees are all languishing. I see why. I tell you in Romans the 8th chapter, they can't wait for the Most High to take you down. Don't you know you got the trees that are praying for your downfall, man? You goddamn devils, man. Huh?
Yep.
You fucking freak.
Animals.
You
can't-
cave bastards, man. And you got the nerve to talk your shit, man. You damn proud. And all you, and then look, I'm gonna tell you something, because a lot of Esau, you like to hunt a lot, right? A lot of y'all real proud with your guns and everything, right? With all your guns and everything, right? Well, guess what? I like to see you hunt an angel, man.
Yeah.
The Most High gonna set the angels on your ass, man.
Yeah.
And then guess what? The Lord gonna raise us up as He is, and then you gonna have to deal with us
That's right. That's right.
with supernatural, angelic power, man.
Yep.
And you gonna get finished, man. Just like you did to us, we was finished, right? You sat there, put all the hell on us, you whipped us, you hung us,
Yep.
right?
Burnt
You stripped our skin,
Yep.
Any,
right? Used it for leather or whatever.
any
Yeah.
torturous way you can
You
imagine.
made
did.
shoes,
Yep.
you made boots, belts, you made clothing out of Negro skin. You did that.
Souvenir.
It wasn't just Gad that you did that to. It wasn't
Right,
just the Native
right,
Americans
right.
that you did that to. It just brothers and Native Americans. We're Native Americans, by
Yeah,
the way.
we skins.
We're skins,
Right?
right?
With skins.
And you did it to Native Americans where you were taking the skin and you were making clothing out of the skin. You would cut the Native American woman's vagina off. You called it a squaw,
Yeah.
and you would cut it and keep it with you
Yeah, and souvenir.
as a souvenir. You're a bunch of freaks.
That's
You
why.
would-
Look at Pedo Joe. That's why he's doing it. That's in his nature.
That's in your nature.
Yeah,
You're a nasty, foul, freaky ass, nasty fucking people. And matter of fact, there's something out there. Matter of fact, you devils were engaging in cannibalism too. You weren't
Oh,
you
yeah.
weren't just doing what you did to the slaves. You were actually eating slaves.
Yeah.
There's a book about it called the Delectable Negro that goes into that. How you devils, man, you devils engage in cannibalism.
You still do. You go to certain areas in PA. That's why they fucking
In Virginia,
teach.
certain
they
areas
go,
of Virginia,
You can
yeah.
tell. You can see it. You can look until they eat fucking people, man.
Yeah, fucking
Yeah,
hills
the
have
people
eyes
eaters.
type motherfuckers.
Yeah.
You know, you Texas Chainsaw Massacre motherfuckers.
Yeah.
And that was based off of a true story. See, Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Silence of the Lambs was based off of a true story, and it's based off of a guy named Ed Gein, and I believe the place is Plainville. It's not Connecticut. It's Plainville. I forget the town that it was, but I think it's Plainville. And look up the name Ed Gein, and Ed Gein, that's where the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Silence of the Lambs is based off of him. And this guy was nuts. And when they went to his house, he had people's body parts in his freezer. He had there were certain nurses that he killed because he was a mental patient, and they would go to take care of him. And he had bodies buried under the porch and all kinds of shit. He had body parts inside of the freezer, inside the refrigerator, and all that. So Ed Gein. So Texas Chainsaw Massacre, when they say based on a true story, is based off of Ed Gein. Silence of the Lambs is also loosely based off of Ed Gein. The character Hannibal Lecter is based off of this guy Ed Gein. Just look up Ed Gein and you'll see what I'm talking about.
This motherfucker look crazy.
Yeah, the brother he looking it up right now. But that's you devils. That's you fucking devils, man.
Well, yeah, they just caught that other bastard. I don't know if y'all can see it or not, but
Y'all might be able to see it, but just look up
yeah,
Ed Gein.
Google it. But yeah, they caught, and they filling the news up with this. But first of all, he got rid of a bunch of undesirable people. The Most High put this. Look, the scripture was that Psalm 68 and 20.
Yep.
All right, tell you the issues of death belonging to the Heavenly Father, man.
And then in the Apocrypha it tells you that there be spirits created for vengeance,
man.
and in their time they lay on sword
Sword
strokes
strokes.
and appease the wrath of
Yeah.
him that made them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that is the Most High. That's a death angel sent by the Most High to do some business, do some business.
And for all we know, he could have been under an MK Ultra program.
True.
Like a lot of the Son of Sam and all them guys, a lot of them were set up. He saw, and it's gonna be a lot more serial. Man, there's all kind of serial killers out here, man.
Well,
All right.
the number one serial killer is the so-called white man, the federal government.
Yeah.
It don't get no more serial killer than that. The police department. It don't get no more serial killer than that.
I might have one that could run a close second on topic.
CIA.
Not a nigga woman.
Oh, well,
Oh, yeah.
no,
The,
well,
the nigga woman, I think we could call her a serial killer. All these abortions, man.
look,
All these fucking abortion rates, man.
it's been so many Negro babies aborted from 1973
When they tell
till
you,
now that you could take everybody that died in World War I, II, and then you got the drug wars in the hood, and it still don't add up to the number of babies that these motherfuckers done killed from 1973 till now.
hey, when the statistics say the worst place for a black man to be is in the stomach of a black woman, then you know that that's some shit. And all these women are guilty, man. I forgot about it, but one of my cousins, whatever, he was talking about Wendy Williams and Joe Brown pulled her card, and she tried to get slick with him, but I forgot about it. But he told us, you had 8 abortions. And he said 8 abortions.
Yeah, look at that.
And you got a lot of these women that be having way more than that.
Yeah.
20 abortions. Now they got pills they can take.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? So, hey, the white man, yes, he is a damn serial killer, but the damn nigga woman is, I don't know what you call it. Maybe it's different. Maybe she's just a straight murderer. All right, maybe, I don't know. But at the end of the day, all that shit is going to come to the end, and there's going to be a lot more death that's coming out here. We've been telling you, look, man, like we didn't need RFK to tell us that there's more coming down the pipeline. Revelations the 12 and 12 chapter tell you that, man.
Yep.
We've been knew that, man. All right? We're not ignorant to Satan's devices, man. Scriptures say never trust thine enemy, man. We know that this man is going to always be the devil, man. Whether you work with him, live next to him, whether they even help you when your car break down, they got the spirit of the fucking devil in them. They can't help themselves, man. Again, like that fucking pedophile, he couldn't help himself, man. When he see little kids, his little beater starts tingling. He starts sticking that little demonic tongue out, start licking out little kids and shit.
Yeah, he can't help himself.
Come on, man. He should be underneath R. Kelly's jail, man. Much kids he's fucking touching, licking on their shoulders, trying to nibble and kiss on it. But y'all wouldn't get mad at us for teaching the Bible, man. We telling you, the Bible condemns all that funny, nasty business, man. Hey, Bishop, you had something, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is dealing with
you
dealing
bring
with
it
hell.
out, man.
Dealing with hell. Yeah, kind of. Now we were speaking about it. This goes that hell doctrine shit goes back to Dante Inferno, which is a poem. Now it says Inferno, Italian, Inferno, Italian for hell, is the first part of Italian writer Dante Alighieri's 14th century epic poem, Divine Comedy. So this is a poem which is a divine comedy. It's a comedy. First of all, it says it is followed by Purgatorio and Paradiso. Purgatory and paradise. You hear them talk about purgatory in the Roman Catholic Church. And you hear them speak about paradise. Well, paradise is going back into the spiritual realm. If you remember when Yahweh Shai was on the cross, you're going to enter into paradise. He went back into paradise, which is the spiritual realm. Paul tells you that when he gave up the spirit, that the feelings that he felt and the things that he see, he couldn't explain with words. When you go into it, when Paul speaks about basically how he basically died, and he went into the spiritual realm, but then his spirit was sent back into the body because he had more work. It says, 14th century epic poem, Divine Comedy. It is followed by Purgatorio and Paradiso. The Inferno describes Dante's journey through hell, guided by the ancient Roman poet Virgil. In the poem, hell is depicted as 9 concentric circles of torment located within the earth. See, because the word hell means the grave. See, the word hell or the word Hades simply means the grave, that you're put into the grave and you're laid to rest. You're not going to burn forever. This poem, which is a comedy by this Italian poet, Dante Alighieri, this was a poem which was a comedy. And he spoke about the Inferno describes Dante's journey through hell, guided by the ancient Roman poet Virgil. In the poem, hell is depicted as 9 concentric circles of torment located within the earth. It is the realm of those who have rejected spiritual values by yielding to bestial appetites or violence, or by perverting the human intellect to fraud or malice against their fellow man. As an allegory, the Divine Comedy represents the journey of the soul toward God, with the Infernal describing the recognition and rejection of sin. It's a comedy. But for years and years and years, this bullshit has been being taught. Okay, from the 14th century till now, how many years is that? The 14th century,
Almost 600.
that's like 600 years. This, so people, it's embedded in their mind. It's embedded as how would you say, as doctrine. But it's not doctrine. It's a goddamn comedy. It's bullshit. It has nothing to do with the word of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai at all. It was a comedy written in the 14th century by an Italian poet. And that's where the whole thing about hell goes to. But now, Hitler, Adolf Schicklgruber once said this: when you tell a lie, tell it often. That way people will believe it. And that is a lie that has been told often and often and often and often throughout 600 years. And that's why people really believe it. Where you even got stupid ass Israelites that believe that bullshit and should know better. That's what it is. Dante's Inferno. It ain't got a goddamn thing to do with what the scriptures are saying.
Got something, Richard.
Go ahead.
Yeah, because we're speaking about, I would say that 8 rings of torture.
9 circles of torture and torment.
Right, in the earth. Now we're going to show you what's in the earth. All right, this is Job chapter 28, verse 4. It says, the flood breaketh out from the inhabitant, even the waters forgotten of the foot. They are dried up, they are gone away from men. As for the earth, out of it cometh bread, right, the crops and everything, the wheat, and under it is turned up as it were fire.
That's talking about the earth's core. That earth's core with that molten, that lava and that fire, that's where basically all life came from. That fire, that molten fire is where all this land, dirt, rocks, mountains, the water, the seeds, the very seeds that are in the ground came out of that molten lava and that hot magma. That's where it came from. When the earth was being formed in the beginning in Genesis, when the earth was in its elemental stage, the first thing that was created was light. Go back to Genesis, the first chapter. The power said, let there be light. In the evening and the morning were the first day. The first 1,000 years. So light was the first thing created. And matter of fact, light was created before there was the sun and before the moon. Light was created. That's before the sun and before the moon. If you see pictures of the earth from outer space, the earth has its own light around it. The earth has its own illumination around it. Its own aura. So that's what that goes back to, that hell bullshit. It goes back to Dante's Inferno. And it's a Roman Catholic doctrine. I got 2 scriptures for you. The first one is 2 Peter 1:16. It says, for we have not followed cunningly devised fables. Right, that's a cunningly devised fable. And again, it's a poem, which is a comedy. See, and the thing about it too, that poem and that comedy, when you go into the ancient Babylonian worship of Merodach and Tiamat, the goddess Tiamat, and you go into Merodach, right, the god Merodach, which is the resident god of ancient Babylon, according to the so-called bullshit legend, during the winter solstice, Merodach went into the earth for 3 days to battle the gods of the underworld, and then 3 days later, he prevailed. 3 days later, he prevails and he comes back out of the earth, prevailing from fighting the gods of the underworld for 3 days. During the winter solstice, which is where you people try to attribute the Lord being born on December 25th, which is also where you assholes try to attribute that the Lord being in the earth for 3 days and rising on the 3rd day. You attribute it back to this Babylonian mythical bullshit about Merodach. That's what that bullshit goes back to, the worship of Merodach. And even in the scriptures, the scribes and the Pharisees was actually following Merodach, because when they mocked Yahushai, they mocked him in the name of Merodach. When they put the robe on him and they put the crown on him, it was the mock king. And then you let one guy go, you let a murderer go, and then you kill the mock king, which goes back into the worship of Merodach.
Babylonian.
which is a Babylonian custom. That's why Pontius Pilate said, "Ye have a custom." What custom was that? When you go back in the scriptures, ye have a custom. That custom was talking about they were following Merodach. See, the only custom we have where someone is slain and another is let go free is dealing with the scapegoat offering, Azazel, where the priest would take two goats and one goat he would pronounce all the sins of Israel on that one goat,
Right.
and then that goat would be let go to run off into the wilderness, and the other goat would be sacrificed. That's called the scapegoat. All the sins of Israel will be pronounced on the goat, and then the goat will be let free into the wilderness, and then the other one was sacrificed. We never had no fucking custom of no mock king. That's Babylonian. So the Sanhedrin, them motherfuckers back then, them niggas back then, were following a Babylonian custom when they crucified Yahweh Shai for teaching the truth, for teaching it the right way, the way that the white man don't want you to teach it. And they was on the take back then, because they said it. If they acknowledge him as being the savior, the Romans would take away their place.
Yeah, that's why he's like, now
Them niggas.
let that nigga die.
Yep.
Or that's how they
That's
were.
that's how they was.
The Lord ain't the Lord.
The Lord ain't no nigga, but they would call him a nigga if he was here. They would call him that.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
That's how wicked they were. This is Titus 1:10. It says, "For there are many unruly and vain talkers."
There are many unruly and vain talkers, General Yohana, and Nate the Snake Roberts too.
And many others.
Many unruly and vain talkers. Babylon. Unruly and vain talkers. You got a lot of guys out there. The sick party.
Yeah.
Unruly and vain talker.
Yep.
You know, the sick party. He calls himself the chief high priest or whatever. You know, the guy who don't want to show that 18 inches of forehead, who keeps a hat on. He mad because he got 18 inches of forehead, so he keeps that damn hat on. When the scriptures say when a man pray or prophesy, his head ain't supposed to be covered. How do you justify some shit like that?
Yeah.
When a man pray or prophesy, his head is not supposed to be covered.
You got the fake covenant niggas.
Yep. I mean,
The bugged out covenant. That's what y'all. See, y'all in the bugged out covenant. They sit up there and talk about the new covenant. We in the new covenant, man. All right. So those are some more vain and unruly talkers, man. All right, you in a bugged out covenant, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Hey, you have that strong delusion, man. Then y'all sitting up there talking about you gonna heal people and this and that. You niggas are out of your fucking mind, man.
Yeah.
You niggas are drunk with demons, man.
Yeah.
Then you sitting up there saying the apostle try to put a curse. The Most High gonna make that curse fall back on you niggas, man.
you say
All
God's
right.
on me, sticks to you.
Yeah, the Most High gonna make that curse stick on you niggas. 'Cause a lot of you niggas is wicked as hell, man.
Only champion
You
against
can't take a rebuke, man. Because you're not fucking men. You're not men.
Because they're the nigga woman. The nigga woman can't
Yeah.
take rebuke. These niggas can't take rebuke
Yeah.
because they're under the vibration of the fucking nigga woman.
No, yeah, well, like the Apostle Khan said, you big Shirley ass niggas, man.
Yep.
You're a bunch of big Shirley, man. Little big Shirley minions, man.
Fucking feminine attitude.
Yeah.
It says, "For there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers."
And deceivers, man. Because actually, some of these guys actually,
You know what
they know what they're doing, and they're getting simple people to follow them, man. Like you got, the Bishop Nate, the great Bishop Nate. Here it is. They up there saying that he's their father, he's this. They basically praising the man like he's the Lord, right? And he's misleading y'all clearly, man. He's not telling you about the charagma, man. All right, the MOT, we can't even say it.
Yeah.
That's how real it is, man.
Strike the video.
Well, they're gonna strike the videos, man.
Yeah.
All right?
It wasn't true. Why are they so against it?
Because there's a saying, right? The know who's in power
You know, here you can't talk.
is the people you can't talk about, right?
Exactly.
So, what would you say about agendas that you can't speak about? All right, that's prophesied in the Bible. It's the truth, man.
Right.
Yeah.
That's how you know when something's true, when you can't even talk about it, man. You can't even bring it out to the public, man.
Yeah, censorship.
But guess what? This truth is only for the elect anyway. The masses of the people, the other Israelites, the hell with them. They're not of the elect. The hell with them, man. Majority of our people gotta die, man. All right, go ahead.
It says, especially they of the circumcision.
And right, that was the Jews that were at Jerusalem, right? That was having a big time of understanding about the Israelite foreigners. A lot of you other Israelite groups don't even understand that, man. that the Most High got Israelites that look like other nations out here, man. All right, and look at the camps that's raising up, and that's power, man. You got brothers from Turkey, brothers from Italy, man. Them brothers be going strong in their camps, man. As well as the other tribes down in the islands, man. Central and South America, man.
Yep.
Then the brothers over there in Holland, Canada, them brothers go hard, man.
Yep.
All right, so
Philippines,
yeah, the Philippines, man. So how you gonna sit there and say that they're heathens, man? All right, but you don't understand the spirit of the Lord, man. And that's back then. They figured that everybody, they figured that the Lord did away with the rest of the tribes. They figured the other jakes, they were all proselytes, they wicked. They started following, they became Hellenized.
Yep.
They were following the Greek customs and stuff. So they just wrote them off. You see? So they was teaching against Yahweh Shai, man. And they came up against the disciples, man, and the men of the Lord back then. And they're doing the same thing to now. They're doing the same thing.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah, what you said describes Ephesians, the 2nd chapter.
Yeah.
You read 2 and 11 on down. Goes into it says, whose mouths must be stopped.
Right, whose mouths must be stopped. A lot of the confusion comes from all of you Israelites, man. All right? You sit up there and talk about, oh, we're going to have a unity camp, unity this. How did that work out, man?
The fight broke out.
Right? The fight broke out. All right? So we've been telling you that the Lord is not with that, man. This is a unity camp, man. All right? Because what? 1 Corinthians, the 1st chapter. All right? We agree on the same thing. We're on one accord, man. With Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. You can't, the scriptures say, how can two walk together except they be agreed, man?
It says, whose mouths must be stopped, who subvert.
Right, because y'all sit there trying to keep Jake in slavery, man.
Yeah.
Y'all sitting up there, you telling Jake to take the jab, and Jake dropped dead. One dude said he felt fucked up right after he took it, right? Then you're going to sit there and tell, that might be the big meeting, the next meeting you niggas have, man. Don't worry about it. Look, look, see, they don't know the digital currency is changing, so you're going to have to be juiced in. Anyway, the Lord ain't going to be mad at you. We in captivity right now. So go on ahead. You already got the mark of the beast in you. Everybody, do me a favor. Pull out your cell phone. Raise it with your right hand. You got the mark of the beast in your right hand. See how simple that is? Even Bishop Nate know that the mark of the beast is talking about sin. Most High gonna kill you niggas, man. All right, that's what the scriptures say. Jeremiah the 23rd chapter, man. All right, Nate got the nerve to talk about the MOTB is sin. What scripture says that, man? All right, and you simpletons, man. All right, and the Lord got us coming out here like that, man. Because why? You're simple as hell, and you eating up all that bullshit, man. All right, that's basically a heresy, man. But the Lord is gonna make everything right, so we're not worried overall. We're not worried about it, man. And we ain't looking for it. That's why, we'll be that. You say we're the worst camp. Y'all say all this shit about us. We'll be all of that, man. As long as Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is pleased with our works and fucks with us and deal with us, we good with that, man. We don't need the love of this world, man. We don't want the love of this world. Y'all can have that, man. Y'all could be the goody two-shoe prophets, man. You could be them niggas, man. You could be the celebrity Israelites. Go ahead. Go. Some of y'all doing movies with the directed cut because that's what you're doing anyway. You acting, man. Y'all not sincere. The scriptures speak about the sincerity of Yahweh Shai, man. A lot of y'all called on the name of Yahweh Shai, but you ain't doing what Yahweh Shai said. So how sincere are y'all, man? All right? And yeah, it's hot as hell. But guess what? The scriptures say, preach the word, be instant, in season, and out of season, man. What do you niggas do? You try to re-break the breakdown. Here this Most High gave us the truth. But again, to justify their wickedness, they try to come with another breakdown. Go ahead, my brother.
It says, whose mouths must be stopped, who subvert whole houses. And by you guys teaching all those heresies, you're subverting whole houses, man. Your congregation, you're leading them astray. You're leading them down the path of death and destruction. You're not leaving a hedge for them for the time that's about to come. It says, teaching things which they ought not for filthy lucre's sake.
Right, see? Teaching things which they ought not, man. Because Nate, you teach it at one time, and you said that we have this name doctrine, right? And you said you and your men, you made mockery. You went to a rock. Oh my God, I can't believe, right? You made mockery of the name of the Lord, man. And then you took the name of the Lord in vain because your guy said you could call the Most High yoga, play, it doesn't matter, man. And you still haven't repented from that, man. You see? But the Most High, just like the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart, the Most High is hardening your heart, man. Johanna, the Most High is making you double down in wickedness, man. All right? Because there's certain, and I speak as a man, I could be wrong, but I believe that there's certain individuals Yahweh Shai wants you to see him when he comes. Especially you guys that think that you're the next guy. Like they might give reference, they say, Yahweh Shai is our Lord of King, but they don't do nothing Yahweh Shai said to do. And really, all the people that the congregation look up to them with the coat of personality, man. Sit there and call them, their father. We got this man's spirit up in it. What the fuck are y'all talking about, man? All right? But I believe Yahweh Shai, just like Fury Clown. That's another wicked ass old Judas goat, man. And that's what a lot of you are, hirelings, man. Hirelings. You into this thing for money. That's why you gotta keep the theatrics going on. Yep. You know why you just couldn't have a regular Feast of Tabernacles, man? Come on, Joe, let's go to a humble area. You know why? Because you want more people to come, like the Bishop Todd said earlier, man. Because why? More people equal more money to y'all, man.
More revenue.
More revenue coming up in here, man.
Yep.
All right? You forgot about the grassroots days, man. Okay? And then a lot of you, and when you become a millionaire, you got to continue to make millions, man. Yeah. But guess what? Esau's cutting everything off, man. And eventually, and after we finish with that, we're going to go into Isaiah the 30th chapter, Lord willing. Go ahead, brother.
It says teaching things which they ought not for filthy lucre's sake.
For filthy lucre's sake. So that's why you're going to sit there and teach your congregation to go ahead and take the MOTB. You're going to teach them by many various different ways, whatever scheme you make up, but you're going to teach them that because guess what? That's what Esau wants. Esau wants everybody see hipped up, man. They want everybody see hipped up, man. This devil is seeing, and they've been revealed that. All right, the Apostle Gabar brought out the name of the guy. Well, actually, I guess the brother from England brought out the name of the guy who invented it or whatever, and he said straight up, yeah, and they know. They said, yeah, that's what Revelation the 13th chapter is talking about. If you talk to a lot of these people that they got doing it, because guess who they got that's gonna inject a lot of people? These tattoo artists, man. Yeah. Because what? They deal with the needles. When they sit there inking your skin up, they go into your skin. Yep. All right? And you look at these, you ever see a tattoo artist, they're covered with tattoos, spikes and shit coming out of their face. Yeah. They high on all kind of fucking drugs, yep. Percocets, pills, coke, all right? They get into the zone, they be all, right? Yep. So you got tattoo artists out there that they already told them that they're going to be sitting there injecting the people, and they're ready for it. And they said that they know that it's the market of you know what. You see? They said they know that, man. But yet you're going to have these other, just like in these churches, man. Because a lot of niggas done ran to the goddamn church, right? And you ought to be ashamed of yourself. You a grown-ass man still going to church. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Ashamed for the fact, because you should have seen through the bullshit already, man. All right? There's nothing but a bunch of bullshit, drama, wickedness. The Most High is not in those churches, man. So that's why you wasted all your time. But a lot of you niggas, y'all love that, again, going back to Isaiah, you want that, you like that cosmic slop, man. Yeah, you want the chitlins that you're used to, man. Yeah. All right? You want to keep eating chitlins, man. You don't want no steak. You don't want no venison. You don't want no lamb. A nigga, show you the mindset of a nigga will choose a plate of chitlins over a plate of lamb. That's how far gone you are, man. That's why back to Jeremiah, if we get back to that too, the Most High said, is Israel now a homeborn slave? You niggas are straight up slaves, man. All right, you ain't got no kingly nothing about you. A lot of you niggas out there in the entertainment world, celebrities, this one and that one. A lot of you jakes sit there, hey, king, peace, king this. You don't know the first thing about being a king, man. Because why? You call yourself a king, but you subject yourself to eating some goddamn abominations, man. When you don't have to. All right? You don't have to eat no goddamn chitlins, pork chops. Right? But because you don't want to rise to your nature, man. And that's why the Most High is going to allow this devil to pour holy hell upon you, man. So yeah, RFK, whatever the fuck Kennedy that was, yeah, he's right. There's more coming down the pipeline, man. All right? But the scriptures speak about that, man. All right? And the scriptures tell you about the Bible. Within was written what? Woe, and lamentations and mournings, man.
Yep.
All right? And that's why Yahweh Shai said, when he come back to the earth, there should be weeping and gnashing of the teeth. Because a lot of you people, yeah, some places going to be business as usual, right? Just like the scriptures say, it's in the days of Noah. But then, especially the major cities, man, all you niggas that's sitting there running around in the gang, don't you see why Esau's now scooping a lot of you niggas up? They been know what you was doing. They set you up. Now y'all, oh, free the homie, free this one. No. Keep that nigga, man. Because why? All them niggas was doing was pushing poison anyway in the community. Yep. See, niggas can't look themselves in the mirror, man. Right. Niggas can't be real with themselves. They get caught into their emotions, man. That whole black culture, that street culture is death, man. And the Lord said what? Your covenant with death should be what? Yes or no. So the Most High is breaking it up, man. And all you simple ass niggas that can't get out of that gang banging spirit, that can't wake up out of that nigga spirit, street nigga. First of all, you don't own a goddamn street, man. The gangs were set up by the so-called white man to make you kill each other, man, and push and promote death in your neighborhoods, man. So yeah, oh yeah, and the cartels, man, forget about it, man. Well, that's why the cartels go to war with the United States government. Because they on a different level. They see what it is, man. Here it is, they condemning them. I mean, not justifying no cartels or nothing, but they know that the government, see, they dealing on a political level, man. All right, who's making it? What country you going robbing these drugs from? You're profiting off of this, and then you're sitting up there making us the boogeyman. Because if you knew anything, and that's why they had to silence Oliver North, right? Because Oliver North he basically blew the whistle back then. All right, with the whistle, Iran Contra scare. Yeah. He blew the whistle on them, man. The United States of America, the president, the army are the biggest drug transporters in the world, man. Yeah. Right. The biggest drug dealers in the world, man.
Yep, that's where that whole thing with a freeway Ricky Ross from LA, they used him as a scapegoat. They scapegoated him, but Oliver North and Reagan was dealing with the Colombian Connect, Danilo Blandón, and Danilo Blandón was dealing with freeway Ricky Ross. And all of them basically threw him under the bus and made him the scapegoat. That's what that shit was all about. And they had a hearing in LA back in the early 90s about it. And one of the cops who was an LA police officer, he blew the whistle on it. Yeah. And then you had that guy, Gary Webb. Gary Webb blew the whistle on it. Gary Webb did the research, and they the CIA killed Gary Webb. They killed Gary Webb on dealing with that situation with freeway Ricky Ross. I forget the guy's name, but he's dead now. But the police officer, he went to the hearing, and he said, look, that he knows that the CIA has been dealing drugs in LA for a long time because the CIA tried to recruit him.
Yeah.
And he told them no, that he wasn't doing it.
Oh, a lot of the wars that they waged was over drugs.
Yep.
The opium fields and everything. Poppy fields.
Well, Vietnam was a drug war. The Vietnam conflict was them trying to get control of the poppy fields over there in Vietnam. That's what Vietnam was about. Remember, a lot of the boys came back home hooked on what?
Yeah.
Heroin.
Yeah.
70s was the 60s, 50s, 60s, 70s. That was the heroin era. But the 70s was really the smack era. Where motherfuckers was, you see the movie Frank Lucas, right? The 70s, it was all about that dope. Cocaine in the 80s, the coke became the big thing. Cocaine, but then the crack cocaine. That's the 80s, 90s thing.
Wait a minute, Karis, what broke it down, man? You know, cocaine business controls America.
Ganja business control,
Back in the 80s, but the thing is, Karis One is not a prophet, man.
Nope.
And he's a false teacher on that because he's not teaching. He's still talking that Pan-Africanism, man.
Well, hell yeah, he's gone.
But the Most High ain't. That's why the Lord ain't set up these celebrities to bring this truth out, man. Because why? They're wise in their own eyes, man.
Yep.
And the scriptures tell you, all right, the right breakdown of Isaiah 34:16, that none shall want her mate.
That's right.
It ain't got nothing to do with no vulture people having babies and nobody being left. When it says none shall want her mate, meaning you can't make no other philosophy. All right, no other doctrine with the Bible.
Right. Now think about this. Now, none shall want her mate with the vultures. How the fuck did the vultures get to Babylon the Great after its destruction and populate? Because they had to mate, motherfucker. They had to mate. Because the scriptures say in this land, these different desert animals are going to live here.
Right.
Wait a minute. So if they're going to live here, right, because the place ain't going to be inhabited no more, but those desert doleful creatures are going to inhabit this land. So wait a minute. They multiply. They procreate.
And that's why I believe that a lot of them dudes is set up, man. Because all that was let's Google the word make wherever we see it, and basically that didn't try to fit a square peg in a round hole. Those verses didn't go together and had nothing to do with each other. All right, but you try to force it together, and the Most High did that really to expose you to the ones whose eyes are open, man. See all this CIA business that a lot of you guys are involved in. And of course, you're not going to come out and say that you work with the CIA, but we already know. Say it again.
I said that's what happens when you got 18 inches of forehead.
Yeah, and see, the thing is that Yahweh Shai told us, he said, you don't know a tree by its fruit. Man, we see a lot of you spies, man. Okay, and that's why we tell you, brother, stop being simple, man. Pay attention, man. Okay, if the shit looks and walk like a duck, then it's a motherfucking duck. All right? Don't think, oh, well, you know what, now it used to be a duck, but it got some lamb qualities. No, it's a motherfucking duck, man. Always remember that, man. All right? Always remember, regardless, man. Hell, the Apostle Paul said, look, if an angel or any of us teach you anything different, let them be accursed, man. All right? Believe it not. All right? So you got to have, and you brothers got to be built up in the spirit. You got to be studying. That's why the apostles constantly tell you, man, look, do some research. Look it up. You know, don't be like these zombies in these other camps, man. The reason why they deal with these guys is because why? They can put on a great speech. But Johanna will, if you don't know no better, Johanna will pump you the fuck up.
He's a great orator.
He got that that bullshit with him, right? But so does Farrakhan.
Yeah.
So why you niggas don't just join Farrakhan? Farrakhan talk that stupid shit, right? Yeah. Hell, Nate is very could be eloquent and right, but at the end of the day, they not teaching you the truth, man. All right, and so but their congregation, they rather go listen to a speech because they're not required to put into no work, to do research, to study the things. When we came into this thing, and that was a staple going back to before the splits and everything. All right, when the school that we came from, the Connecticut camp, was being built. All right, the spirit, which we thank the Lord for putting that spirit on Apostle Tahar and the rest of the apostles. They taught us to be diligent, just like you see it now. To research everything. We'd be up all night. Remember, now it's easier. Before we had to go to different libraries, get passes. We had to wait. You know, we had to go through all this hell and high water to get certain icon images, get information of certain words, find certain dictionaries that somehow appeared where we, in the school. Yeah, you had to make photocopies and stuff. But we got to go that extra mile in this truth, man, because it's a 2 Timothy 2:15, right? Matter of fact, can you get that for me real quick? We can go right back to that. Babak Shah, we tell you, brothers, get into this thing and be built up, man. Pray to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai to establish you in this truth, man. Because if not, you can easily get pulled like you see a lot of these other guys, man. You got these stupid ass, dumb ass niggas talking about, oh, you can smoke ganja now, right? Well, my thing is, go ahead, smoke ganja, but don't stop there. You might as well put some free bass in there, man. You smoke crack, don't you? And if I found out that these guys smoke crack, then I'll say, oh, okay, now it makes sense. All right, now it makes sense why they so fucked up and bugging the fuck out. But nah, I didn't hear the new shit.
They said the slave ships never existed.
Oh yeah. They keep coming, but then again, it's nothing new because other niggas done said that shit, man. But see, we knew the Lord was gonna put them demons on you. When y'all see, really, I mean, we felt the fury of the Lord, and we're gonna teach to edify, right? The real sincere brothers. But we ain't surprised, man, that they're making all these bugged out doctrines, man. And my thing is, according to Revelation, the 22nd chapter say, go right on ahead, man. You don't believe that you don't believe that the MOTB, the Karagma, you don't believe that that's the MOTB? Well, then go ahead, go to your nearest shipping center, man. Yeah. All right? And see, we're going to see what's going to happen.
Get 10 chips.
Yeah, get 10, get as many chips. And some of you niggas probably will. Oh, don't stop there, Mr. White Man, get this arm. I got another arm. Oh, you can put it in the,
Yeah.
So, yeah, go get as many fucking see hips as you can.
Yep.
Go ahead.
2 Timothy 2 and 15. It says, study to show thyself approved.
Right, see, that's the main thing, man. Study to show thyself approved, man. Don't rely on another man to sit there and tell you and teach you everything.
You gotta check everything out.
You gotta check everything out, man. You know, to see if those things are true.
Yeah, you gotta mirror what they say. Does it match what the scriptures say?
That's what we did when we came in. We learned, we listened and learned, but we went and researched everything, and we still research, man.
Yeah. It says, study to show thyself approved unto the Most High, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed.
Right, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, go ahead.
Rightly dividing the word of truth.
And that's what it's about, rightly dividing the word of truth, man.
Precept upon
Right.
precept, line upon line, here a little, there
There a little, man. All right, but not no things that are out of season, man. All right. More.
Yeah. Okay. It says, but shun profane and vain babbling.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Like
Yeah, the debate. That's why we ain't supposed to get into that debate. The truth is not up for debate. Who told you that?
Yep.
Go ahead.
It says, but shun profane and vain babbling, for they will increase unto more ungodliness.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, they cause more confusion, more chaos, amongst these other groups. It's causing chaos throughout, the different congregations,
Yeah.
It says, and their word will eat as doth a canker, like a cancer. It's going to spread like a cancer, It says, of whom is Hymenaeus and Philetus.
Yeah, because, see? And look, they name names, man. All right, so a lot of y'all talk about keep the bishop name out your mouth. More than they keep them wicked names out of his mouth. He made it known.
Mark. Yeah. Mark them before the congregation so that all could fear, as example. It says, who concerning the truth have erred. Who concerning the truth have erred, saying that the resurrection is past already. That's like you got these new covenant demons, saying that we're in the new covenant when we haven't gotten those new bodies yet. We haven't, like we were going through earlier. We haven't gotten those new bodies. That's when that's fulfilled. That's when we don't sin no more. When we conquer death. When the Lord gives his elect power. That's when we're in the fully in the new covenant. All right. It says, saying that the resurrection is past already and overthrow the faith of some. See, that's what all these wayward doctrines do. You just overthrow the faith, of those, I guess. But ultimately, we understand it, they're not part of the elect because none of the elect is gonna fall for that. It says, the next verse says that. It says, nevertheless, the foundation. Yes, it says, nevertheless, the foundation of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai standeth sure. That's going into the elect, because we're on that solid foundation, which is our Lord Yahushai. Yahushai is the rock that we stand firm on.
That's right.
All right, he's our foundation. He's the one that keeps us grounded. As long as we follow his footsteps, do what he said do, follow his examples, there's nothing that can shake us. I told you that in Matthew 7th chapter too. Matthew 7 and 13. I'll get that after this too. It says, nevertheless, the foundation of the Most High standeth sure, having this seal. Right? So the elect of the Most High, they're sealed. That's why the destruction hasn't come yet. It tells you that in the book of Revelation, the 7th chapter, about the 3rd or 4th verse. How the angels are holding back the destruction till the servants are sealed in their foreheads, meaning sealed with this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of this truth. It says, having this seal, the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai knoweth them that are his, and let everyone that nameth the name of Yahushai depart from iniquity. And that's the biggest thing, man. That name of Yahushai. All the wicked of this world, they're afraid of that name. That name holds so much power. That's why these other camps have been taught not to teach it.
Right, they're not teaching in the name of Yahushua because the people, the puppet masters behind them, is telling them not to teach him that name, because that name is powerful. So they don't want nobody to latch onto that name and call on that name.
Yeah, they don't want that vibration in the earth. Because that vibration, once it goes, the Lord said his word doesn't go out void. You know? That's why they try to stop the videos, you know, they try to censor us, you know, cancel brothers' pages and all of this, you know, because this vibration is going out through the whole world and is just increasing and getting stronger. And Esau, the elites of Esau are afraid. You know? They're afraid. So let's see, add some here and let's see.
Matthew, we got Matthew. Matthew 7 and 13. Making the word of Yahweh of none effect through your tradition, which ye have delivered, and many such like things do ye.
Right, because they try to make the word of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai of none effect, meaning they try to not to teach it. They try to push it to the side and teach their own bullshit. Okay? Go ahead.
And when he had called all the people unto him, and he said unto them, hearken unto me, every one of you, and understand. There is nothing from without a man that entering into him can defile him, but the things which come out of him, those are they that defile a man.
Right, going into philosophy, you know? Those are the things that defile you. Like if you go out, and there's another example, he said how the Pharisees came to him and said, oh, your disciples eat with unwashed hands.
Right.
You know? And he said it's not, you know, what you put in your Bible, what comes out. Going into those false philosophies.
Right. He was talking about philosophy.
Those false doctrines and commandments of men that those wicked Pharisees and scribes was pushing out at that time.
And here it is, they washing their hands before they eat, but inwardly they're full of filth.
Yep. Yeah.
So
dead men's bones.
Yeah, full of dead men's bones. But they washed their hands though before they sat down to sup.
Yeah, they look holy on the outside, and they got the super garments, you know. They got the different ornaments and jewelry and stuff, but they're wicked as hell.
Yep. And that's just like a nigga. And see, and that shows you the spirit of a nigga, because you niggas are all into what? You all into the outward appearance.
That's right.
And that's all you talk about. Oh, you guys are the bum camp. You guys are the bumalites. You guys are this. You guys are that. But see, the scriptures say this in I think it's in Luke. Let me see if I can pull it up here. I think it's Luke, the 6th chapter.
Yeah, because you look at it carnally. You look through carnal eyes and not through spiritual eyes, because you're spiritually discerned.
Right, you're spiritually retarded. Luke 6 and 26. Woe unto you when all men shall speak well of you, for so did their fathers to the false prophets. See? The scriptures say, woe unto you when men speak well of you, for their did the same to the false prophets. Their fathers did the same thing with the false prophets.
Yeah, they spoke well of wicked men.
Yep.
But ultimately the Lord destroyed them men and took them out of the way and put righteous men in their place. I got something to back that up. This is 1 Samuel 16 and 7. Is going into when the Lord sent Samuel to go find King David, right? It says, but the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai said unto Samuel, look not on his countenance or on the height of his stature, because I have refused him. Because David had brothers that were bigger in stature.
Right.
You know, on the outward they looked like
they looked the part.
They looked the part. But even Samuel said, oh, surely he's a man of the Lord. You know? So the Most High had to correct Samuel. It says, look not on his countenance or on the height of his stature, because I have refused him. For the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai seeth not as man seeth.
Right. So the Most High don't see things as man seeth. So it's not the size of the dog in the fight. It's the size of the fight in the dog. That's an old saying, but it's true. So the Most High don't see things as man seeth.
That's right.
And then in our recorded history, probably the greatest warrior that ever existed was King David.
David went against him.
Goliath. He took down the giant.
Killed Goliath. Yeah.
When he was still a boy.
Stripling.
He was a stripling. He was still a young man. And he took down a grown man that done ended other grown men's lives,
Yeah.
made women into widows,
Had men
made,
shaking.
made children fatherless.
Had people shaking at his
Hell, he had
mere
Israel
sight.
shaking too.
At his mere sight of
Yep.
it. Yeah.
He had Israel shaking too until David went up there and killed his ass, and then took his own sword and cut his damn big ass head off, and took that damn head and rolled it before them damn Philistines.
Yep.
Yeah, he was proud up until that moment.
Like that movie Troy, they took that from the Bible, you know? That scene where Brad Pitt fought against the big giant dude.
Oh yeah,
They
yeah,
got
yeah.
that. They got that right out of the scripture. So it says, "For man looketh on the outward appearance, but the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai looketh on the heart." So he looks at the Lord looks at the spirit of a man. All right, at the spirit of a man, the inside, the inner man, because the Lord knows your thoughts. He knows every man's thoughts. He knows your thoughts. He knows your intentions. He knows what you're gonna do before you even do it. There's another scripture that says how the Lord tries the reins, you know, because the Lord will test man and put you in situations, you know, to see what you're gonna do, even though He knows what you're gonna do, but just to try you, just to prove you, either prove that you're a man of the Lord or prove that you're a demon. You know, like our forefather Job, the Lord tested our forefather Job, and our forefather Job passed with flying colors. But a nigga, he ain't gonna pass. He gonna fail. So I got this 2 Peter 2:2. It says, "But there were false prophets also among the people, right? Even as there shall be false teachers among you." Right? So we have false teachers and prophets now going off teaching different heresies, wayward doctrines, and the Bible prophesied it. This is Peter. Peter prophesied this thousands of years ago, and it's still happening right to this very second. So it says, "But there were false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you, who privately shall bring in damnable heresies." You know, a damnable heresy, like you can have sex on the Sabbath. Okay, you know, you can have a fashion show during the Lord's Passover. All right, all these wayward doctrines.
You can eat fried chicken and big macaroni and cheese during the Passover.
Yeah, you can eat fried chicken, macaroni and cheese during the Passover, and all these wayward doctrines they're teaching. You know, all nations can be saved.
Yeah, Boys to Men do a concert for you at the Passover.
Yep. Yeah, they have concerts and fashion shows. You know, where you have other men's wives there looking at another man, lusting. You know, it's all wickedness. It's all madness. So you know. So it says, "Who privately shall bring in damnable heresies, even denying the Lord that bought them." You know, even denying Yahweh Shai that bought them. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, through Yahweh Shai, dying on the cross, because he bought us with a price, which was his life. You know, so now we owe him. We're indebted to Yahweh Shai. That's why we have to give our lives, you know, because he gave his life for us. You know, so that's why we don't try to make it in this world. We don't give a fuck about this world. We don't give a fuck about this life. You know, this world is wicked as hell. We don't want to live in this place. You know, and every time, every reincarnation that the prophets came back, they felt the same way, man. Whether it was in any major kingdom, you know, Babylon, Medo-Persia, the Greek Empire, the Roman Empire, all the way up to today. They always had that same mind frame. When's the Lord going to come and destroy this place?
Yep.
Yes, you see? It says, even denying the Lord that bought them and bring upon themselves swift destruction. Yeah, because their destruction is going to come swiftly, man. You know, you people are wicked ass niggas. You prospering and shit for now. You sold out. You took your little 501c3 charter teaching all these heresies and blasphemies that Esau is pushing you to teach. And you're prospering for a little while, but your judgment is going to come swiftly, man. It's going to come out of nowhere. You're going to lose everything, man. It says, and many shall follow their pernicious way. Right? There's going to be many that follow their ways. Man. I'm going to look at that word.
And many shall follow their pernicious ways. You niggas are going to keep doing the wickedness that you've been accustomed to doing. You're going to continue to go on until the Lord drops the hammer right on your ass. You're going to continue. Just like as in the days of Noah, the people were what? Marrying, giving into marriage, all up until the very day that the doors of the ark closed. And when that water started hitting their ass, then that's when reality was there. But it was too late. Because prior to the water coming down, they had a chance.
Had a chance.
But once the doors was closed and the rain started, that was their ass.
And once the doors of mercy is closed, that was it. Yeah. And it's going to be the same way now. The scripture says it shall be as in the days of Noah. There's going to be a certain point where the Lord is going to have a cutoff time, you know, where the ark is basically, the elect is going to be sealed and delivered, and everybody else is going to die. But this time it's going to be by fire. When those thermonuclear missiles come flying from different parts of the world here to Babylon the Great, which is America, and it's going to destroy this place. All the wicked is going to be burnt up. So I have the definition for pernicious. It says having a harmful effect, especially in a gradual, subtle way. And that's how these wayward doctrines start. They start out like in gradualism. They start out like little small.
Right, they gradually introduce it.
Yeah, they gradually introduce it, but it'll start out with a small thing that they go off on a small thing, and then you see now it's increasing. Now they're saying you can have sex on the Sabbath. Come on, man. Like we said earlier, if somebody would have taught that back in what was, they got their head chopped off. Got their ass fucked up. All right, but that's showing you how wicked and how wicked this world has waxed since just like 20-something years ago, right?
Yep.
25 years ago, 25. Yep. Wasn't that long ago. It says, for having a harmful effect, especially in the gradual way. So that's pretty much it on that. So it says, back in 2 Peter 2:2. Says, and many shall follow their pernicious ways, by reason of whom the way of truth shall be evil spoken of. Right, so you have these men that's teaching these heresies, but they're going to speak evil of the true way, of the way of truth. And the men that's teaching the way of truth, they're going to be, oh, you guys are the bum camp, or everything that you're saying, that's not going to come to pass, or they make up a false doctrine to try to counter what the true men are saying. All right? Because they don't want people to know the truth, because they're of their father, the devil.
That's right.
You know, and the lust of their father they will do. And their daddy is the so-called white man, the damn devil, the white man, the red man. Okay? That's the one that they sold out to. Okay? It says, and through covetousness shall they with feigned words make merchandise of you. Yeah, covet. To covet means to want something that someone else had.
Yep.
All right? Like you desiring something that another man has, and you'll do anything to get it. Okay? So through covetousness shall they with feigned words, right? Feigned word is like deceitful words, not truthful words. Make merchandise of you. And that's what they're doing to their congregation. They're making, it's all about a money racket, it's all to make money. They're selling garments, like Apostle, I think Apostle Gabar did a video saying that they got garments that everybody got to get the same garment. Yep. They have a certain price range for it. You got to get meat juice from them. It's all about merchandise, man. It's all about selling, making money. On the Passover they charge super crazy amounts of money. $250, $500. Yeah.
Pay the lamb.
Yep. So it's and remember, the one time that the Lord got violent was when he flipped the tables in the temple with those guys that was making merchandise back then.
Yep.
All right. Said
Maybe at my father's house, a place of merchandise.
Right. he called them a den of thieves. A den of thieves. You know? That's these niggas right now. So what do you think the Lord's gonna do to him when he come back? Alright? It says, whose judgment now of a long time lingereth not, and their damnation slumbereth not. Yeah, because the judgment is about to come. It says, for if the Most High spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to hell, meaning cast them down to hell, meaning cast them to the grave. Alright? He put curses on them, you know, delivered, made their enemies to come up against them. That's what it's talking about. But cast them down to hell and delivered them into chains of darkness to be reserved unto judgment. Right? And that's what happened to him. It says, and spared not the old world, but saved Noah, the 8th person, a preacher of righteousness, bringing in the flood upon the world of the ungodly. Because those wicked men back then, they were mocking Noah. You know, they were giving Noah hell, you know, mocking him, laughing at him while he was building the ark, while he was doing what the Lord told him to do. And Noah was prophesying unto the people, yo, it's about to rain. You know, the Lord's gonna cause water to come down from the sky and flood the earth. Because the Bible tells you before that time it never rained on the earth. The dew,
the mist came out of the earth,
from the earth watered everything. You know, if you come out early in the morning, you'll see the grass will be like all wet. That's a mist coming from inside the earth that waters the earth. So prior to that time, it had never rained on water on the earth. So those people would say, "Oh, Noah, you crazy, man! You out of your mind." Okay. So you know that's synonymous to how the prophets are right now, prophesying again how the Lord is about to destroy Babylon the Great. But this time he's going to do it by fire. Those thermonuclear missiles, right? And the Lord has his prophets out here once again prophesying, but there's going to be a point in time where prophesying is going to be done. And that's when judgment is going to come. It says, and spare not the old world, but save Noah, the 8th person, a preacher of righteousness, bringing in the flood upon the world of the ungodly, right? And turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemned them with an overthrow, right? The story of Lot and Sodom and Gomorrah. There was 5 cities of freakism, bestiality, homosexuality, you know, any wickedness you could think of. And the Lord told Lot and his 2 daughters to get out of there. Because he was going to destroy it. And the Lord rained fire and brimstone down from the sky and destroyed those cities, those 5 cities. So it says, and turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemned them with an overthrow, making them an ensample unto those that after should live ungodly. So the Lord had that happen to be an example, right? Because this is what's supposed to put fear into you. When you read that story, it's supposed to put godly fear into you, so you don't do those things that they did back then. You know? All right. So that's called godly fear. But it says, and delivered just Lot, vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked. So the Lord is looking to only deliver the hopeful elect that's going to be vexed with the ways of this world. You know, vexed with alphabet people, vexed with homosexuality, lesbianism, you know, vexed with the world being out of order, women ruling over men, men being effeminate, women being masculine, you know, people murdering, you know, 2/3 of our people selling drugs, killing each other, all of these things.
Natural order of things being switched.
Yeah. Yep.
That's why this place Babylonian the Great has to go. Because of all the very things that the brother mentioned. These devils, what is it? There's an article out there on Daily Mail where these devils, where doctors are being told to refer to a woman's vagina as a bonus hole, so they don't offend transgender people.
Yeah.
What kind of sick, demented shit is that? Yeah. Look it up. It's out there. This is the sickness that's in this place, Babylon the Great, where they're going to refer to a woman's vagina as a bonus hole, so they don't offend a transformer who don't have one. This is sickness. The scriptures say the Lord hath mingled a perverse spirit in the land, and that is, they don't get no more perverse than that. Men with men and women with women. Men wanting to be with little boys instead of being with a woman. Anytime a brother puts up a video about that stuff, about that idiophilia, they take the video down and call it bullying. Because you're speaking against a man having sex with a little boy. You call it the YouTube, you call it bullying. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Or we speak up against drag queens, which are men dressed as women.
Giving a striptease show in a goddamn school with a bunch of kindergartners, elementary school kids.
Yeah. Pushing that literature and to them in children's books. Not only are they doing that in front of them, but they're also giving them books with that
showing graphic. It's basically porno. They're basically giving them porn.
Yeah, putting that madness in their heads. You know,
it's basically a child version of like Hustler magazine or Playboy.
Yeah, sexualizing children at that age. Children don't got no need to know about sex at that fucking age, man.
Because what you're trying to do is you're trying to take away their innocence. Because that's everything with you devils, especially you bastards that are into that what's that damn word, you like drinking blood.
Yeah.
You like terrorizing the children, so you get that adrenochrome.
Yeah. Yep.
And then you want to now you want to take the kids. Not only do you want to drink their blood, but you want to pop them and have sex with them too. You people are sick, man. You got a group called the Finders, which are made up of basically federal agents that actually go around the country and snatch children up and bring them to these pedophilic bastards, which are Congress and senators here in this place called America, for them to do their bidding with. There's a group out there called the Finders, and if actual police officers roll up on them and people see them snatch somebody, they come out with their credentials and the police got to leave them alone.
Yep. Yeah, that's why this place gotta go, man. That's why this place gotta go, man.
You got to go to the 10th
That's
power.
why this devil, the Esau, the so-called white man, gotta be destroyed. This is Psalms 58, and I start at 1. I'll go to 2. It says, "Yea, in heart ye work wickedness." So we just named off a whole list of the wickedness that Esau worked in his heart, because it starts in the mind and then he pushes it through his laws, his legislation. You know, years ago, they just passed it one day. It was just one day out the blue, boom. Now, gay marriage and lesbian marriage is pushed across the whole legal in the United States. Okay, that's how he does it, through his legislation, through his laws, by decreeing unrighteous decrees, as the Bible said. All right, pushing his madness through his law. And you got California. If you want to see how it's waxing worse and worse, just look at all the laws, wicked new laws and legislations and bills that are coming out of California. That's one of the most wickedest places, and filled with sodomites in the whole United States, man. And the Lord, that's why the Lord gonna destroy this place. But it says, "Yea, in heart ye work wickedness, ye weigh the violence of your hands in the earth." And wherever Esau goes, wherever the so-called white man goes, he brings violence and death and destruction and chaos. You know, that's why he's over there in the Middle East, over there trying to tell these Arab nations what to do in their country. All right, and for thousands of years, at least the Arab nations, they know, because it's more of like the ancient world. So there's a hierarchy that men are over women, which is biblical, right? But when Esau goes over to these countries, he tries to so-called liberate women, give them rights, okay? He tries to give them rights, which he basically he's just pushing, turning the country into chaos, man. Subverting that country, infiltrating and subverting the country. So it says the wicked are estranged from the womb, right? So that's going into Esau, the so-called white man. All of the so-called white man, woman, and child, they're estranged from the womb. Meaning they're wicked as hell as soon as they're born. They're the damn devil. They're contrary to the Bible. They're contrary to the Most High. They're contrary to anything righteous. Okay? It says the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. The Esau, all he knows how to do is speak lies. There's no truth that comes out of him. Now they're saying they're pushing that agenda that slavery was a choice. Right? Slavery was a choice. What's some other lies that he's pushing?
The Lord is a cracker.
Yeah, the Lord is a cracker.
Negroes came here as workers looking for a better opportunity.
Yep.
That's bullshit.
Came here as an indentured servant.
Now, why would this devil do that, man? Well, one, because he's the devil, right? He's living up to who he's supposed to be. But then, see, we're at the end of that spectrum. See, they was high and mighty going back in the 1500s, 1600s, 1700s. Yeah, we conquered more of these niggas. Conquered more land. 1800s, they done had, 1900 by then. They had all of us in subjection, man. So it was all good back then, but guess what? That done ran its course. Revelation 13 and the 9th chapter tell you clearly, right? They remember about what happened back in Exodus. So that's why this devil now, you want to sit there and act like he never enslaved us. Like it was voluntary servitude. We wanted to come over here. We were dying to come over here to fucking clean and work for you. Be a slave, give you up. Yeah, pick cotton, getting fucked up. We was dying. We couldn't wait to get over here to get whipped across our back.
Get lynched,
be molested,
get lynched.
Right? Yeah, like Jake was just dying, couldn't wait to get molested, get their mother taken away from them, raped right in front of their eyes, then lynched, their father shot down in the cotton field. We just wanted that, right? But see, this is that's the trickery of the devil, man.
It says the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born.
Yeah.
Speaking lies.
Speaking lies. It's like, that's why you don't trust this devil. He said this is good for you. No, it ain't good for you, man. All right, these devils don't put some shit out here, man. They've been poisoning for ages, man. And they stepped it up. And it's a reason, because they know that their time is up.
Yeah.
Their time is up, man.
Now they got lab-grown meat that they feed into people.
Yeah, it's safe. Don't worry about it.
It's safe, yeah.
It's better than the meat that grows naturally.
It says their poison is like the poison of a serpent.
Yeah, because if you listen to them, guess what? You end up dying.
Yep.
A lot of people sincerely thought that they was going to protect themselves by taking that wax.
Yep.
Oh yeah, no, I want to live. Then they end up taking the wax and they end up dropping out.
Yep.
And it's a lot, far more than they reported. Now they're coming out with a lot of, but that's because why? They're speaking about the poison of the apes, the poison of this damn devil.
Yeah. That's why our brothers, the tribe of Gad, they said that the so-called white man spoke with a forked tongue. And what do serpent's tongue look like? They have a fork at the end.
Yep.
All right?
Meaning, in other words, he says one thing out of his mouth, but in his actions, he really means something else. So they rock you to sleep, say, oh, we're here, we love you. This land is your land, this land is my land.
Yeah.
Right?
All men created.
And then so you say, okay, brother, you shake his hand. All right, we blood brothers. You go walking the other way, then bang, right in your back, man.
What's
That's
that,
what the devil
that
does.
part in that movie, Natural Born Killers, with Woody Harrelson?
Yeah.
When they went with the Gadite,
Mm-hmm.
the Gadite dude.
He tried to help you get off of him.
Yeah, he told the story about the snake. about the snake, like how a woman, she saw a snake, it was almost dying, so she nursed the snake back to health, and then after it was healthy again, the snake bit her and killed her, and she was like, why did you do that? And basically the snake's like, bitch, didn't you know I'm a snake? Yeah, so that's the, didn't you know that's so pretending to the white man, didn't you know don't you know he's the devil? I'm gonna ask him why he's doing it.
Got it. It's Psalms 55 and 20. Said, he hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him.
Right, when he came here to the shores of America, and he encountered the Native Americans, the Native Americans were at peace with him. They welcomed him, they welcomed him, they had a great feast, they taught him how to farm, how to live off the land, how to hunt, they showed them, how to move around in the land. And what did they do? They killed him and took it for themselves.
Yeah.
And they were at peace with you.
It says, he hath broken his covenant.
He has broken his covenant, his agreement. Any agreement that you go into, or contract that you go into with the so-called white man, he breaks it. He's in breach of contract. On every contract, every agreement. So,
Yeah, like they got Jake sitting there thinking that they're gonna get these reparations, and Jake get all into it. Just basically just when you saw the slim, you say, nah, we ain't giving you shit. How long has that reparation been going on? Oh, we gonna give you 40 acres and 2 mules, right? You lucky, you ain't even got a tenth of an acre, man. You got 0 acres ever since then, man. You see? And they keep doing it, and Jake get all like, yeah, we gonna get reparations like in California. And see, and the thing is, when this white man is ready to give people money, you gotta look like, wait, what's going on? Right? The money is no longer money. Now the brother sent the text. I didn't get to check it out, but it was a clip where Biden said the U.S. dollar is gonna be cryptocurrency now. But that was fake news, though, right?
Yeah, but it is.
I mean, it's gonna happen, but
yeah,
it's all the same. But that's why I said I didn't get to read it yet.
Yeah,
Y'all rocked up. Shalom. Okay.
He did during C-19. He did pass the executive order to search a new cryptocurrency to replace the dollar.
Okay.
So that happened.
So yeah, well, okay.
So it was not official.
But still, nonetheless, they want to replace the dollar.
Yeah.
So that's why they get, you got all these people talking about like the NBA draft. They made a big deal about, everything. Oh man, they got the bag. This one got the bag. He got the bag. He got over 200 million. He got 100 million. But guess what? It's about to be worthless, man. All right, and then pretty soon there's not gonna be no. See, like people that's in entertainment, a lot of them are not into reality, man. They think that. You think the arenas and stands are gonna keep being sold out? No. Why you think they gotta turn the price of tickets down? All right. What's that? The queen of the damn, the queen of heaven right now is that Beyonce demon, right? Right. And she's a straight up devil. She's a witch. She's a warlock. She's a wicked, evil ass bitch, right? And they're going to the Jada Smith and Will Smith route. They're sacrificing their daughter to the goddamn devil. They already turned their daughter out into. Who knows? Their daughter could be doing all kind of. There's all kind of stuff of what they're doing there. But anyway, I heard that her tickets for one of her shows was like $36. You see? Because what? The mirth is ending, man. People ain't really party. You got some people still trying to party, but the party ain't like it is. Look, this is a Saturday. We're in the park. Back in the day, y'all brothers know this shit would have been packed up with all kind of people grilling. Yeah. That's back when you could sit there and say, yo, what's up, cuz? Long time no see, how you did, man? And you be like, yo, yeah, what's up, cousin? Hey, we got the grill, get a burger.
I would have rolled through here.
Yeah, it would take you a long ass time because everybody was out celebrating. But guess what? Most of those people are dead, man. All right, or catching hell, kicked out of their house, lost their job, right? Because that's another thing that's happened. All these retail stores are closing up, but the so-called white man, the devil that he is, he said, oh, don't worry about it. No, it's not. That doesn't symbolize the end. Here it is on, and everybody knows the malls are dead everywhere, man. The malls are dead everywhere, man. You go into these supermarkets, everything is self-service, right? Now they got the AI technology. So now they're getting rid of a lot of the fucking
A lot of jobs.
yeah, a lot of the jobs, but a lot of the pushing jobs, like in Silicon Valley, and all these computer jobs, which at one time that was the shit, right? Because it's easy money, especially if you had the mind for that shit. Google is laying all kind of people, and they're gonna keep laying people off. Because why? They don't need them no more. They got AI technology. Just like that's why if you got a problem with your phone, they sit there and rape you with all these. They're all the same shit. They're all the same devil. They rape you with your phone plan, and they might straight up make a mistake and charge you $400, and you end up having to pay it. And then for you to sit there to try to get your money back, you the whole week you getting brought to this automated system. The only thing they're saying, yes, pay your bill. No, motherfucker, you owe me money, right? But the thing is, how much argument can you get in with AI? Right? So that's showing you, but that shows you that America is, at the end of the day, America is falling off, man. America is being destroyed. All right, like they had that saying, CTD, circling the drain. America is definitely circling the drain, man. All right, it's no more glory days. Things ain't like what it used to be. You know what I'm saying? All that shit is over with, man. No more glory days, man. Hey, it's to the point now, you got devils. You got the so-called white man catching hell. You see? You got, man, I had to run, grab some cough drops and shit, because, shit, he was trying to take me out, man, So I go to the one place we went, fucking Edomite out there holding the door open, man. All right, so that's how you know this place is done, man. You got crackers out there buying. He don't look like you got a lot of crackers out there that are millionaires, billionaires. They spoke about the Indian dude who's a millionaire that goes and beg for change. But then you can see them real Edomites that's really doing bad out there, man. He was one of them, man. Probably on drug habit. But remember that the scriptures speak about that trap for the drugs. Was we speaking about that earlier? That was a trap that they put on our people, man. But guess what?
Now it's affecting them.
It's affecting them. So they done fell in that same pit that they dug for us. See, Jake failed to realize these devils been plotting on destroying us ever since they came here, man. All right, and then and the reason why they didn't kill us, they wanted us for slaves. But these devils wasn't gonna do no work. That's the biggest joke. They told you they're hard working. That's the biggest joke. All the people, the Rockefellers, all these different, the elites, the Fortune 500 families, the only thing they worked hard at was stealing, raping, robbing, murdering. All right, they didn't put in no hard work. They had fucking slaves. They had us over here. But now they want to tell you that we was dying, waiting to come over here and get our backs whipped and work for them for free.
Even a rape, robbery, and murder, they hire other people to do that. That shit they don't even do.
Yeah, outsourcing.
Other people do their dirty work. Yeah.
I got something real quick. In Tobit. It's Tobit 2:6. It says, remembering that the prophecy of Amos, as he said, your feast shall be turned into mourning, and all your mirth into lamentation. Now, as Amos, it says that there's going to be a famine of the word, not a famine of bread and water, which is also going to be that, but a famine of the word. So the famine, we leading into it right now. So they got all the GMO meat and the GMO foods that they make in public now. You're hearing about it on the internet. Once you start hearing about it freely, people are talking about it. It's already in the works. It's too late.
Well, yeah, FDA get a hold of it. Yeah, they don't approve it already.
It's already approved. They already killed off the livestock and everything. So now they just gotta straight up cut everything off. Remember, there was all the train derailments. Well, end of last year, end of last year, all the train derailments. That's bringing all the trains bring livestock. They bring food. They bring milk, medicines, and also the stuff required to build things, right? Also equipment. So that put a whole halt in the supply chain, right? In the supply chain. And then you always talking about Jake with the money. So remember the C-19 also gave out a lot of stimulus money. So what that did is it causes inflation. So now if you look at the market, how the market's been the past, really ever since then has been in the shitter. It's had its little spurts, but the market overall is continuing to go down.
You can't even call it inflation. You got to come up with a new word. You can't even call it super hyper inflation. It's worse than that.
It's the
All right?
death of the dollar, really.
That's a better word.
It's the death of the dollar.
It's the death of the dollar, and basically, you know, the people suffer. 'Cause now a normal loaf of bread that you would get for $1.29, now you gotta pay $10 or $12 for that, man. And your pay rate didn't go up. And right, so the eggs you gotta pay. That's why, and they hit the people that's getting chicken. Everybody's running to getting chickens now, right? Thinking they slick to make. First of all, they got laws where they'll come in and say you hoarded. The anti-hoarding act, those chicken eggs, we don't know, they haven't been FDA approved. Watch, they start coming down on these people that's raising their own chicken, man.
Or growing your own.
Yeah, you're right though. They already started doing it. They're coming down with people that have small farms. Yeah, small gardens and small farms, like you said.
Yeah, they're gonna say you poisoning the ecosystem. Where did you get your crops from? Are those Monsanto's products? Are they approved? Yeah, this man's the devil, man.
Yeah, that's another thing. You're gonna hear more and more about global warming. Now, what's that? The newspaper? What's that? Bloomberg. That's the newspaper.
Yep.
So now I'm just making a lot of front page on Bloomberg. Is that the smog in New York? So because what they want to do is they want to get the EV vehicles and get rid of the old vehicles. Because the EV vehicles you can shut down at will, and it's basically all on computer technology.
Right.
They can track you.
They track you. And then they can make you. They can set it up with that new shiny. You know what they're gonna stick up in you, man. Where you won't need no keys. Don't worry. Oh, you losing your keys? Don't worry about losing your keys. Cause they know that. They know a lot of Jake is messed up. You know what I'm saying? They know Jake is messed up bad out here, man. And it's because why? They're the ones who do it. They sit there with the chemtrails. All right. That's why, which a lot of people's memory and stuff is fucked up. Because of what? They purposely did it, man, with all the metals and the chemtrails and the food that they put there. So people got high high metal count in their body, and it affects your brain where you remember shit and stuff like that. Oh yeah, this devil done destroyed everything. But that's the curses. But you know what I'm saying? But now we're coming to the end of it, and they just letting it all hang out like Ghostbusters at the end of the movie. You know, every demon from hell came out of there.
Yep. But man, a lot of these people still don't see what's going on though. That's the shit about it. It's super obvious. But a lot of these people, they don't even see what's going on. That's why I was in 2 Thessalonians 5. It says it calls the elect the children of the day, right? The children of the day, because everybody else out here, they still in the nighttime. You know, they don't see what's going on, even though it's blatantly obvious. You brothers out there and you few sisters, you see what's going on out here. You know, because hey, the scriptures we got the eye salve. So all Esau's tricks, every move he makes, we know. Like you said, you was talking about they was giving out free money. We know that's a trap. That's a trap so they can set off the hyperinflation. Also get you to trust in a system, right?
It's like stimulus, but it's like
The bailout.
it's a repeat. It's like a repeat thing. They get it every month.
Welfare.
Yeah, it's kind of like a welfare, but they want to get people dependent on that.
Right. Yeah, because they want to pass that thing where they give you an allowance, whatever that's called. Everybody every month to live.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So this is 2 Corinthians 2:11. It says least Satan, right? And you know Satan is talking about there's a spiritual demon Satan, right? But then you got the word Satan means what? Adversary, opponent, enemy, right? So when we always read the curses, Deuteronomy the 20th chapter, and it talks about the Most High is going to bring the enemy, right? Which is enemy and Satan is synonymous. So who is the Satan, or who is that Satan or that enemy that came and put us in slave ships? That's Esau. So they call themselves what? A so-called white man, Caucasian, by various names. But when you look them up in the Bible, they're known as Satan, they're known as the devil, they're known as the Edomites, right? So it said, at least Satan should get an advantage of us. We are not ignorant of his devices. And
Right. That's why you got to know these things, man. Or if not, you're gonna listen to these fools telling you to go ahead and take the vaccine and then take the Caragma. Watch, they're gonna be telling you all that, man. And that's when when you go into that word device, right? It goes into evil imaginations, man. And you can link that with Isaiah is the 32nd chapter, the instruments of the trill, right? Are cruel. So that's meaning all of these things that they're doing is cruel because guess what? They're killing people. They're killing everybody softly, man, and slowly making people suffer, man.
Yeah.
All right, more people got diabetes or cancer than ever. All right, and you don't gotta look nowhere other than the food supply, man. All right, then you can start looking at the water supply. Then you can look at the air. All these things been poisoned by this government, man. This is a wicked ass society, man. And that's why the Lord is coming back to destroy it, man. Okay, for the elect's sake. The elect's sake. And then in Matthew the 24th chapter, the Lord said, had he not cut the time short, no flesh would be saved. Because these devils are on a crash course mission to destroy everything, even their own damn selves, man. All right? They want it to be like we spoke weeks ago, like Total Recall, like where everybody's in a goddamn bubble, depending on fucking oxygen masks to live.
That is what they want.
Yeah.
You guys wanna?
I went chapter you.
Okay, I got First Thessalonians. Just want to read this. That's what you got?
I had that right
Okay. First Thessalonians 1. I'll just start at 1. 5 and 1. It says, but of the times and seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. Right? So if we got to tell you what's going on, then you just not. Yeah, you in the dark. You zoned out. Right?
Vegetable.
You with the rest. You with the 2/3. The rest of these people. What's that? Romans, or is it 1 Corinthians 12:1? It says, "Be not conformed to this world," right? So you're supposed to be thinking opposite of what this world thinks, right? The rest of the world is going right to left. We're going left to right. You're supposed to be going left to right, right? So they stuck in politics. Man, if you go to Google Trends, we can do this shit. We can do it right now. Go to Google Trends, and that'll give you the top #1 searches on Google, right? Every time I do it, the #1 search will be something like SpongeBob. SpongeBob, #2 to #5 will be something totally ridiculous, because these people's brains they're pudding, they're mush, right? Their brains are destroyed, and really this place is destroyed spiritually and morally first, you know, spiritual and moral adultery, moral decay, right? And then the physical, because once really they got to get your mind first, then they worry about the body later. But they got you mentally. You accepted LGBT, right? They running around rampant right now, like not embarrassed. They free. They're not shamed anymore. They just walking around like it's their world.
Basically, we gotta hide.
Yeah.
We gotta go in the closet.
Yeah.
Yo, but
The straight men gotta go in the closet. But you're not with none of this wickedness. They're gonna condemn you. They're gonna charge you. That's why you had that fucking abomination, man. Charles Barkley. He's a goddamn abomination, man. He sat there, probably was drunk or whatever, and you know they done flipped his old marble head over all types of ways, man. All right? But he said, anybody got a problem with the nasty people, F you. Right? He made that statement because basically now they condemn you, but I thought you had the freedom of speech, freedom of expression.
Yep.
So basically, if you don't comply with this wicked agenda, and the Lord is gonna kill you niggas, man. A lot of you niggas that's up in the politics, that's a part of this society. A lot of you niggas that's spokespersons, you know, you athletes that finish your career, whether you failed or you still got money and you still pushing and promoting and doing fuck shit for the so-called white man, the Lord is gonna get you, man. Niggas like D Wade sitting up there, you should be ashamed of yourself, and you will be. You will be, because and the thing is, you've been flipped too. Are you messing around with that damn sorceress, man? Okay? It's the reason why a lot of these bitches in Hollywood ain't got no kids, man. They box is cursed, man. Okay? They got to do all kind of crazy, unnatural shit, man. All right? And at the end of the day, they use them, just like going back to the garden. Because before D-Wade met that chick, he wasn't acting like that.
Nah.
And a lot of these other celebrities who end up running into these cursed bitches, yeah, Jada Stink them, flop them all the way over. You see what I'm saying? Because that's what the elites use them. Because why? They need Jake, the image of Jake, to be under submission and subjection to him, so that all the rest of the Jakes is going back to slavery.
Yeah.
They'll sit there and grow up believing that the white man is God. Oh, trusting what the government say. Oh, don't. It's okay to be trans and all this other wicked bullshit that's wickedness. Oh, don't worry about the Heavenly Father. There's no creator. Lean on the Scientology and all that. So they use these jakes to push and promote basically that anti-anointed spirit, man. To the point where now, pretty much we're the only people that give a damn about the Lord's word, about the Bible. Truly. All right? I mean, the truth of the Bible.
That's what the Lord says, shall he find faith?
Shall he find faith?
That's hers.
Basically, all these people that's becoming the Bible, they getting ready. People gonna co-sign. Yeah, get rid of it.
Outline.
Yeah.
It's dated. It's antiquated.
Yep. I mean, once you accept LGBT and all that, you already said. Yeah, you already gave up the scripture. You know?
Yeah, because they know that the scriptures condemn that nastiness, man.
That's one of the main tenets that the Bible condemns. You know,
Yeah.
Sodom and Gomorrah. We just went through.
Yeah, even kids know that shit is wrong, and you gotta. The kids will tell you. The kids are smart, man. They know this shit don't make sense, right? So they'll ask the questions, but they go to school to teach them like to dumb that down, you know, to dumb that righteous side of them down. You know, you gotta allow it. That's rude and this and that. You know, because the Most High don't care about feelings.
Yeah.
You know, he don't care about feelings. That's why, look, men, you're not supposed to be emotional. You know, men are not supposed to be emotional because it's your job. The Most High men are priests. Right, you're supposed to use wisdom and sound judgment. When you use wisdom and sound judgment, and in other words, rules, laws, statutes, commandments, those are rules. When there's rules, there's no emotions involved. Either it violates the rule or it doesn't. If it violates the rule, there's a punishment for it, right? Judgment, LGBT, the Leviticus 20:13, and that goes for men and women. That's a judgment. There's no emotions, or I feel like this, I feel like that about it. Yeah, so. First Thessalonians 5:1. But at the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. And most people out there, hardcore Christians, whoever, they have no idea they have no idea what the day of the Lord entails, what that's going to look like. They have no idea what that's going to look like. They think that's the day they're going to be saved, and they doing whatever bullshit they've been doing for their lives, right? Whatever. And the thing that gets me, I don't want to stay on these women, but these women, because now you're independent. The majority, they did a study. If we hear that long, by 2030, more than half of women are going to be single. Talking about you women in the workforce.
You know why, right? That fucking Big Shirley.
Big Shirley.
Big fucking Shirley.
Yeah. I seen a bunch of Big Shirleys on my way over there.
Yeah. Fucking Big Shirley.
Yep. I mean, they all get.
Like my cousin said,
Yeah. And these companies, major companies,
but pretty much most of these bitches, you know, they single now anyway.
they single right now.
Nobody don't want them.
Bro,
Nobody don't want them.
I was at
And
my
then too, look at them. But I mean, you know, we joke because say it, but these fucking bitches turn into a bunch of big fucking Shirleys, man.
I mean, it's true.
And then they sitting up there, they trying to promote, and they wearing spandex shit they ain't even supposed to be looking at. They wearing that shit as if they sex symbols, man. And then, you know, I'm echoing the Apostle Rakai, and you know, these simple niggas do that, man. They push and promote it, man. But the thing is, the black woman is played the fuck out, man. There's some still that look nice that if anything you might want to fuck with it, but when Jake think about getting with a woman, having a relationship, a commitment, something to live for, in the words of Heavy D, right? To start a family and all, they not thinking about the black woman. They look like the passport, but they go into different countries. They looking at some of these white women. They looking at some of these Latin women that's fresh from down in the islands. And they're not looking at these black women, man.
No Americanized black women.
Yeah, because they know that they're not, most of them ain't good for shit. They all about themselves. They have no subservient. They're not women. A woman's supposed to be a female attendant. She's supposed to have femininity, ready to serve you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you shouldn't even ask her to cook you something. She's like, yeah, I'm cooking. What do you want, my lord? You know?
That's that Western feminism shit.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, well,
Western mentality.
back in the day, women were raised to be wives. Islands here, women were raised to be wives. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Young women.
Yep.
They were raised to be wives. Huh? Yeah.
Even coming to America.
Yeah.
They were raised to cook. You know, they knew how to please. They know what to do to make a man happy. So nowadays, that's why what's in KS came with the term modern women. These modern women, they're raised to be independent. There's a stark difference, complete difference between the two.
Oh, yeah.
Woman that was raised to be a good wife for her man, but then you got women that was raised
Well,
to
that
be...
go back to the scriptures.
Exactly.
The Lord shall create a new thing in the earth.
Yeah, woman
Woman
shall
shall pass a man.
Right.
Jeremiah. So that actually happened. Part of the
Right.
curses, right? Her eyes should be evil. Deuteronomy 28th chapter.
Right.
So these modern, which that goes back in the day. That ain't no new thing. They had back when they had the '90s girl, right? The modern when they came with that thing, living single.
Yeah.
Remember all that stuff?
They built up.
Yeah.
Built up to it.
And again, you read the scripture. That was one of Satan's devices, man. All them sitcoms, the Cosby Show, A Different World, Living Single, all this shit that they push and force fed that you like because it's nostalgic because your child. Really, that destroyed and poisoned and weakened the nation, man. That's why now niggas will go for it. You see grown ass niggas wearing fucking Crocs, claiming they shooters and all that shit with some rainbows and shit all over their Crocs and all that stuff,
Jumping fences.
or clogs or whatever the fuck you call them shit.
I just thought about, we always talk about the Aaron Russo video, right? When he was talking to Nick Rockefeller.
Yep.
We always bring about, how he said they want everybody seen it, right?
Yep.
But another thing he said they created women's lib.
Yeah.
Funded and created women's
Yep.
liberation.
Yeah.
So they're the ones that's pushing that women don't need a man. That came from Esau, the devil. They're the ones pushing women can have sexual promiscuity.
Promiscuity. Fucking say that's what it's gonna be.
Promiscuity.
Yeah.
Sexual liberation. Let me say it like that. Yeah, that's the devil pushing those things, man.
Yeah, got these hoes gassed up. Going back to that Gardenian pact, like the brother Shabazz says, Shabazz the disciple. But it's true though, that Gardenian, it goes back to the Garden of Eden. All right, when the devil got Eve open and shit, the Eve, because the devil couldn't come to Adam, but Adam was weak to Eve. So that's the same thing. This white man done gas him up. Look, you don't need a man. As a matter of fact, if you kick him out, we're gonna give you a paycheck. All right,
We'll take
we'll take care of you.
Hey, what I was saying is that that's true, but now they got the big thing now too is these books for women. You could be single on purpose, how to do it alone, this and that. And these women, right? They actually think they'll sit down because they ain't got no man around. They think now, Jesus, that's my man. So they go get.
Oh, well, that's when they get worn. That's when the coochie's worn out.
No, bro. Even when they're young.
Yeah,
like,
but them they still hoes.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is even these young, that's a new thing now. These young hoes, I don't need no man. So they'll be 20, 23 and they got books. They trying to learn about God and Jesus. Like you women think the man is totally out of the picture. You can't get to the Most High without a man.
That's right.
My point is you women are just completely bugged out.
Well, get the
1
scriptures.
Corinthians 11.
Get the scripture. Get Timothy. It said, I would that the younger women would marry. What's that? Timothy's the 5th chapter. Get that, because see, the thing is, basically they done drunk that Babylonian juice. So now all them same hoes you reference, most of them not all of them, a bunch of damn lesbos anyway. So if they do get books on God or whatever the case is, it's that bullshit of woman God and this, that, and the third, right? Because these women, they bug the fuck out, but at the same time, they still looking for a man. They might be fucking with a nerdy little white dude, right? She might be a so-called baddie or whatever they want to call her, right? But because they got that hate too towards us, they'll sit there and do that like that's gonna hurt us. You ain't hurting us, motherfucker. We've been told them they can have y'all, man. All right, and guess what they women want? All right, they women want us, and they women are in better shape nowadays. I'm talking about on the whole, all right, because the majority, you got a few Black and Latino women that kind of care about themselves, that take care of themselves. Very few, but for the most part, most of them is just dumpster juice. But now you got the fucking white woman. They always taking care of themselves, eating, watching what they eat, and all this, that, and the third. Not complaining about, oh, it's too hot to go for a walk and all that shit. You see? But now these other bitches that go into that lesbian shit, but at the end of the day, they still need a man, because like you had these other silly hoes, the brat, right? Which that's an abomination anyway. All these people, they're abominations in the sight of the Heavenly Father, man. All right, and in the sight of us, to us, they're abominations, man. But anyway, why are you still trying to have a baby? Because that's another thing. You have lesbo couples, but then they want to have a baby. And not even just adopted, they want to go through the bullshit that Esau does, man. Nigga spill his shit in the cup and then they spill the shit up inside her, pour it inside it, right? Yeah, because you always need a man, because a man carries the seed, the sperm. So even though these hoes that say they don't need a man, they always still find themselves needing a man. All right, when shit get broken down, their car break down, when the fucking lights go out,
Or they got
right?
a mouse or a rat.
A mouse or something. Or let the lights go out, man. All right, you ain't gonna be calling no your butch friends,
Car died.
right? Unless one of them kind of know about that type of shit. You gonna call your father, your brother, your cousin, or a nigga that you try to play, right? And you gonna try to act all nice because you need the nigga now. But anybody got that in Timothy's?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
Whoever got it.
1 Timothy 5 and 14. It says, I will.
Okay.
I'll start at 11. First Timothy 5:11. It says, but the younger widows refuse.
Right. Matter of fact, you got started. Verse above
Okay, I'll start at 9.
9, right? Okay.
It says, let not a widow be taken into the number under 60 old, having been the wife of one man.
Right, under 60 old. So if you under 60, technically, back then, if you was under 60, you were supposed to have a man. You got all these women that sit there, I'm good, well, you going off, bitch. And you gonna die in these last days, man. You gonna be fucked up. You gonna be good and dead on the road, man. Watch, all you bitches that are independent, they live in these penthouse suites, they got all kind of credit and everything. Well, look, they cutting the jobs already, and it's to the point now, the so-called white man don't need none of y'all motherfuckers. It's gonna be massive death. A lot of people that thought that they was good, that was living the life. A lot of these women, they living the life, right? They talking all that shit.
They balling.
They balling. Yeah, they got these little dogs. Some of them got big dogs, right? So, but the Lord said, if you was under that age, you can't call yourself a widow. Or I'm celibate, right?
Yeah, I'm celibate.
After you done sucked 100 dicks in less than 1 year, now you want to be celibate? Huh? These women, you got these hoes out here getting trains ran on them continually. But then all of a sudden they'll pop up, oh, I'm going to be a re-virgin. I'm going to get my JJ sewed back on. The fucking skin that they, That's another thing with these hoes, man. But the Lord said that you're supposed to have a man. See? Go ahead.
Yep. It says, let not a widow be taken into the number under 60 years.
Now, if you're over 60 or whatever, you're an older woman, then yeah, of course, you do the things that help the men of the Lord or whatever the case is. See, there's order. The problem is that you're all out of order. And y'all got a problem with it, but that's all right, because you want to deal with it, because all this modern day stuff is going to be destroyed, man, because the Heavenly Father's not with it, man. Corinthians said he's not the author of confusion, man.
You don't have to bow down soon enough.
That's right.
Yep. It says, having been the wife of one man.
Right. And a lot of y'all can't even say that, man.
Most of them.
Yeah, most of them. Not all.
Yep. It says, verse 10, well reported of for good works.
Right. Good works don't mean that you get up and punch a clock for the goddamn devil. You working up in these skyscrapers into these comfy jobs where you just sit there and bump your gums. You gotta sit there at a desk. You think you a boss bitch. You fucking crazy, man? No, good works meaning what? Good works towards the men of the Lord, towards the ministry of the Lord, man. All right?
Feeding the saints,
Yeah.
Clothing the saints, make garments with, offerings.
And they're all women or sisters, should I say? And guess what? They're gonna be rewarded, man. They're gonna be in the kingdom of heaven. Not you fucking independent hoes, man. All you hoes that think you don't need a man, well, guess what? You're gonna fucking be dead here. You're gonna be wishing you had a man.
That's what you're put here
for the shit that's coming.
Yeah. You're useless. You're
Yeah.
put here for a purpose to serve a man. That's why the Most High created you.
Most women don't even want to have children now, That's another reason that
Yeah.
they were put here,
Yeah, because they're selfish.
Yeah.
A lot of these women are so selfish. That's why a lot of them don't want. They want to be the center of attention.
I want to mess my
You
body.
know, they want to live their life.
I don't want to mess up my
Right?
body.
They don't want to mess their body. They too lazy to fucking go and work their body back the fuck out if that's the case.
Yep. It says, verse 10, well reported of for good works. If she have brought up children, if she have lodged strangers.
See, it's breaking down.
Yeah.
See, if you want to call yourself a good woman and have good works, that's what you're supposed to be doing. And the strangers are meaning the men of the Lord. that may be in town. Like you have certain brothers, the Lord got them with a woman that should sit there and make sure everything is good for brothers, cook, clean, whatever. See, and that's really what women are supposed to be doing. Go ahead.
If she have washed the saints' feet, you wouldn't catch your own woman would have washed her feet. Yeah, your own woman.
Yeah.
I ain't your mama.
Yeah.
You know, they don't want to cook your shit. I ain't your mama. Wash your clothes, cook your food.
Yep.
Right? If she have relieved the afflicted,
Yeah.
and that's another thing. Women back in the day, they knew about herbs.
Yeah.
Yeah, they knew about home remedies and all that.
Yep.
It says, if she have diligently followed every good work. But the younger widows refuse.
Right. The younger widows refuse, man. Women that are young and shit talk about, I don't want no man. I ain't cooking for no man. How the hell you do that? Then they start pushing that poison to the other women that are in order. Then they end up getting out of order. Found behind another silly bitch, man. You know?
Yep. But the younger women refuse. For when they have begun to wax wanton against Yahushua.
Right, meaning undisciplined, man. When they against Yahushua, which is the word, the Bible, which we're reading. So when they say that they don't want to do these things, I ain't cooking for no man. Right? I ain't cleaning for no man. I ain't giving them no massages. You know, that he gonna have to pamper me. I don't pay for nothing. Right? So they basically, yeah, you become a straight up demon, man. A demonic bitch, a dirty fucking whore. Because you'll sit out there and go and suck your boss's dick under the table, talk about you doing overtime.
Yep. It says, for when they have begun to wax wanton against Yahushua.
Right, because and they don't believe. That's why Micah said, then she that is my enemy, she'll see it. Because they don't believe in us, man. Just like you got these niggas, you got a lot of non-believers out there, man. They think we just out here for nothing, for naught. They don't realize that Yahweh Shai is with us, man. The words that we're speaking are divine from the Most High, the Heavenly Father. All right? But they gonna see. They gonna figure it out. Too late, though. For a lot of them.
Yep. For when they have begun to wax wanton against Yahushua, they will marry, having damnation because they have cast off their first faith.
Yeah. And so you got women, instead of dealing with the brothers, especially, then how many brothers dealt with women that left and went back and into the world and whatever? Same woman that might say, oh, I want your baby, I love you, this, that, and the third, right? And just for them to go right back into the fucking world and then curse you and everything, man, right? So yeah, they got damnation. They're going to be condemned, man. And the Lord, the scriptures say, and Micah, we're going to see it. The Lord going to allow us to see a lot of these women. They're going to be fucked up, struggling, all right? And man, that's going to be a beautiful fucking day, man.
All right.
Yep.
Bring them low.
And you know that part said they have cast out their first faith. I was just thinking about it. That means that they knew the way of truth. They were taught it by their mother or whatever. But then when they got to a certain age, they rebelled against it.
Yeah. They were rebellious.
Rebellion.
Right.
Yep. It says, verse 13, and withal they learned to be idle, wandering about from house to house.
Turning into big Shirleys.
Yeah.
All right, this is how big Shirleys got created, man.
That idol.
From these wicked ass idol bitches, man.
And that's why these women are supposed to be in the bayah, in the house.
Yeah, that's
They
right.
got freedom to roam and do whatever.
Yeah, in the house, that's right.
In the house, yep. And withal they learned to be idle, wandering about from house to house, and not only idle, but tattlers also and busybodies.
Yeah, tattlers. Tell you he was sleeping with that one. He said, if I was you, I'd leave him. You know, I'd take everything he got. You know, I poison his food. That's what they do, man.
Yeah.
I got a man.
Then Esau helps him. He pushes all these shows and shit that show that shit, man.
Yep.
You know? Then he puts these bullshit records, girls are players too, and all that dumb shit. And these stupid, silly bitches follow that. But now we're coming to the end of that, man. See, people forget that there's a end part to that, man. Okay? Yeah, you can sit there and say, ah, fuck you, I help, flip off the Heavenly Father. But you won't have to see the Most High, man. Because it ain't over, man. You ain't just going to get off scot-free. Nobody gets away. We didn't get away. That's why we out here, because we know, the scriptures say, knowing the terror of the Lord, we persuade men. We already know the Most High is real, man. We know Yahweh Shai will get all at you, man. We know that already. But y'all don't, and you're going to find out.
The hard way.
Yeah.
It says, but tattlers and busybodies speaking things which they ought not. Gossiping. That's all they do is gossip. Talk shit. Talk shit about each other as well.
Yep.
Verse 14, I will therefore that the younger women marry.
Right, meaning what? Go get a man.
Go get a
And
man.
not just any man, a man of the Lord, man. A true man of the Lord. And see, like I said, if you women and females were smart, you'll be getting ready to get yourself prepared to get with one of the brothers of Great Millstone, or who has the same doctrine as Great Millstone, all right, which is the testimony of Yahweh Shai. Because that's who's going to stand in these times. That's who the Lord is dealing with, his servants, the prophets. So if you were smart, you would be sitting there getting yourself ready and praying the Lord pair you up with one of the men. All right, instead of sitting up there going out there partying all over the place. There's no future in that. The scriptures say, she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth. All right? So you don't even know that you're dead, man. All right? And you're going to be physically dead soon. There's more on that. That was it.
No, there's a little bit.
Okay.
I will therefore that the younger women marry, bear children.
Again, like the bishop said, these women, everything these women don't want to do. You crazy? I ain't having no kids, right?
Surely you're turning things upside down. Everything's backwards.
Upside.
Yeah. See, that's why the Lord said 60 and up, is acceptable to be a widow, because around that time your joint don't work no more.
Your body changes.
Woman,
Yeah. And plus, by then you don't raise a family, and
you're supposed to have.
Yeah, it's supposed to have. Yeah.
You're all backwards these days. When they do decide to get married, they want to do that 45, 50. When you're all used
60s,
up,
yeah.
and then wondering, I can't find no man. Where all the good men at? Bitch, you old.
Yeah, nobody wants your old raggedy ass man. Like you supposed to take a big Shirley. You know, like you commanded to take a big Shirley. Get the fuck out of here, man. You know, hey, the Most High got good women for us, man, and we gonna get to them women, man. But the thing is, that's not the focus.
Right.
That's just part of the perks that come with being like King Solomon.
King Solomon, yeah.
You know, be a servant of the Most High. You suffer now, right? You suffer now. You don't you don't get what you want. You don't get what you want, right? You get vexed over the wickedness that goes on, but in the latter end, you get even more than you bargained for, man. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, the Lord gonna have them coming. They're gonna have them coming to us, man. You know, provided that Lord willing, we continue in the sincerity of this truth, man. Endurance. All right.
Yep. It says, I will therefore that the younger women marry, bear children, guide the house, give none occasion to the adversary to speak reproachfully. Right? So really, these women, if they was in their right mind, they would be rejecting all this independent woman philosophy. The philosophy of being by yourself and not having no man in the house, or be an independent pastor, or being a woman preacher, woman pastor. These women, they really would be rejecting that philosophy if they were under Yahweh Shai, right? The proper guidance. It says, bear children, guide the house, give none occasion to the adversary to speak reproachfully. Because somehow you don't need a man. You could do it by yourself. You could be a pastor, you could be a preacher, you could do what a man does. That's reproachful speaking, right? And a real woman, according to the scriptures, is supposed to speak against that, or know better than that.
That's out of order. That's inordinate.
Yep. It says, verse 15, for some are already turned aside to Satan. Turned aside after Satan, right? So this was back then, this was back then during the New Testament. So the women back then were already going after Satan. How much more now? You know, sleeping around with different men. Into a lot of them churches that Paul cursed out, they had women in there, women teaching nonsense, right? So that was back then. Imagine now, and that's becoming a big thing. Is female pastor, female priest. That's an abomination to the Most High. All right.
Next thing will be alphabet people.
Well, they got that too. They got gay Bibles, LGBT Bibles. How does that make any sense? Right? You got something? I got a precept.
Okay. Then after that, we can go back to
Okay, come. All right. This is Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 12. I'll just start at 11. It says, have the nation changed their gods, which are yet no gods? For my people have changed their glory for that which doth not profit. Right? So our people, how do they do that? Basically, They did away with Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, right? And they put them away, and they sought after idols. The idol today is Esau, and this American dream, right? This American dream, this system is actually an idol. This is another philosophy opposite to what's in the scriptures.
There's many idols, you know. You can have money as an idol.
Right.
Rich, you know, getting rich is an idol. You know, they actually have physical idols. They have these different religions, you know, Pentecostal, Baptist, Roman Catholicism.
Awesome. Yeah.
You know, anything that you put before the Most High is an idol.
And the idol now is the big idol is the money. Money, the dollar bill. That's an idol, right? That's why they got all the symbols in the back. It's a talisman, right? It literally got people in a spell, and everything these people do, all the wickedness they do at the end of the day, is to make that dollar, you know, so that they can live their so-called dream.
Yeah, that's the thing with Israel, man. Even back then, you know, even during Moses' time, they couldn't see our power. You know, we have a living power, but you can't see him. And you just have to have faith that he exists. You know. But Israel wanted something that they can see. You know, 2/3 of Israel, they wanted like an idol. You can see it. You can bow down to it. You can pray to it. You know, like the other nations.
Because Israel wanted to be like the other nations. Why?
Like the other nations. Yeah.
You know, that's why we had kings, right? King Saul, right? Is because Israel saw that the other nations had kings, so they wanted a king too.
Yeah.
Israel saw that the other nations had shiny idols, right? They were always shiny, so they wanted those too. Israel always wanted to be like the other nations.
Right.
That's why the Most High said he's a jealous power, because here it is, he created you to be special and gave you the best choice of land, right? And made himself your power. He chose you as a nation, but yet they want to do away with all that and follow after the gods of the other nations, which are no gods. That's why the scriptures say what they say. Have the nations changed their gods, which are yet no gods? But my people have changed their glory, which is the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, for that which does not profit. The American dream, Caesar Borgia, the dollar bill, going to college, right? These men, their big thing is what? To become a basketball star or the biggest drug dealer, you know, or start a business, and they want to forget about the Most High, right? But see, they don't know the Most High, because when they do those things, let's say they hit the lotto for $1 million and they got a big business, they'll think the Most High, like that's the Most High blessed them with that. No, yeah, Satan blessed you with it.
Right.
The scriptures say, do you think that gain is godliness? It's not. Right? And the Most High said to charge them that are rich in this world.
Right.
Right?
That they be not high-minded.
That be not
You
high-minded.
don't give props.
Right. So it says, but my people have changed their glory for that which doth not profit. Be astonished, show you heavens, at this, because that is really an astonishing thing. Like we said, the Most High gave the nation of Israel everything, the whole planet, the world, but yet they put that aside so that they could worship no powers, idols,
Yeah,
dead powers. So the Lord said, this is astonishing, right? He said, 2 and 12. Yep. It says, be astonished, O ye heavens, at this, and be horribly afraid. Be ye very desolate, saith the Lord. For my people have committed 2 evils. They have forsaken the fountain of living waters, and the fountain of living waters is what? It is knowledge. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, yeah.
Yeah.
Yahweh Shai said it.
Yeah, because he's a living power. You know? You just have to have faith that he exists, you know? That's why he told Moses his name, you know, Yahweh, meaning I am, or he to be, you know? I am. Tell them that I am have sent people. You know, that's what's wrong with our people. They don't have faith. They only believe what they can see. They're only carnal.
Done. All right. So it says, for my people have committed 2 evils. They have forsaken me, the fountain of living waters. So this knowledge is what our people have forsaken, right? And it says, and hewn them out cisterns, broken cisterns that can hold no water. So a cistern is like a pot, something that holds water. Really is your mind, right? So it said our people have a philosophy, really. People have hewn them out cisterns, broken cisterns that can hold no waters. And that is the philosophies of this world. So everything we was going into about the women, right? The women not following the philosophy. Other scriptures is what? When you're young, you get married, you get a man, right? One man, and you do what's right to that man according to the scriptures. You guide the house, you bear children, and you do right according to that man. So the women have left that to pursue their own pride, right? The pride of life,
Yep.
right? So they abandon all the duties the Most High put on them because Genesis 3:16. So they all go to church every single week, but somehow they never bump into Genesis 3:16, right? They never bump into Genesis 3:16.
Right.
They never bump into 1 Corinthians 11th chapter. They never bump into 2 Timothy's 2nd chapter, right? Why do they never bump into these scriptures, right? They have Bible classes. How come they never break it down? Let's break down Genesis 3:16 in today's Bible class,
Right.
right? They don't do that.
Right.
And what about the men? The men also, they aspire to be what? CEOs. They aspire to be a basketball star, to get some rings, an athlete.
Yeah, athlete, movie star.
Movie stars, right? Everything but to serve the Most High. And if they do bring this out to so-called be a priest, it's not in analogy how about Shimei Shai. They got to become something that the world is cool with because they're trying to use that as their avenue to get money, right? So they got to sign a 501c3 charter, and they got to be a good boy. In other words, they got to teach according to what the government allows them to teach, right? So that means they got to be cool with LGBT. They got to be cool with women being over the man, usurping authority, which is against the scriptures. Okay.
What's that last verse you read again?
Um,
About the water.
It says, and hewn them out cisterns, broken cisterns that can hold no water.
Right. When you read that, I was thinking about what Yahweh Shai said to the woman at the well in John the 4th chapter. He said, Yahweh, I'll just read it, John 4:10. Yahweh Shai answered and said unto her, if thou knewest the gift of the Most High, and who it is that saith to thee, give me to drink, thou wouldest have asked of him, and he would have given thee living water. He's not talking about actual water, he's talking about knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Mainly the truth. Basically the truth. Right? And says, the woman said unto him, Sir, thou hast nothing to draw with, and the well is deep. From whence had then thou that living water? You know? I just skipped down.
She was on a cardinal tip,
She was on the corner.
Yeah, she didn't. Plus, she's a woman.
Went way over her head, you know?
Yeah, she couldn't get it.
So Yahweh Shai answered and said unto her, whosoever drinketh of this water shall thirst again. He's talking about the carnal, actual water.
Yeah, we got a bag of water behind her.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
After this, I just got water earlier.
Yeah, you're going to be thirsty again, maybe like 10 minutes. Especially on a hot day like today. It says, verse 14, but whosoever drinketh of the water that I shall give him shall never thirst. We're just talking about this knowledge, the scriptures.
Yeah, what does that
the
mean?
Understanding of the scriptures.
Fine.
The true breakdown and the true understanding of the scripture.
What exactly does that mean? Because these people that go to church, right? People in churches or whatever, different philosophies, they still read and trying to find themselves. I'm trying to find my way with God. Here it is, they've been in church for a good portion of their entire life, and they're still searching. I'm searching to find God. I'm searching to find my purpose. I'm searching to find myself.
Yep.
Yahweh Shai said that the waters that he has, you shall never thirst again, meaning once you get a taste of his truth, like all those questions, they end up that thirst.
Yep.
For your spirit knows there's something missing. There's something missing.
I need the answers to these questions.
Con, I got all these questions. There's something missing. When you get into this knowledge, all those, there's nothing further. You can't. There's nothing else
That can top it. Yeah.
that can top it. You're satisfied. You know this is where all the answers are at. Like this answers the thirst in your soul,
Spirit. Yep.
in your spirit, whatever the thirst that your spirit got.
Yep.
That there's something deep out there, something missing.
I know there's more than like, you know,
There's
gotta be
more.
more.
God.
Yeah.
So then you get this, and you're like, man, this is refreshing,
Satisfying.
satisfying, and you don't need no more. You don't need. That's why, what's Ecclesiastes says, no, Isaiah 34:16 says, seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. None shall want to mate, right?
No one of these shall fail.
No one of these shall fail, because none shall want to mate. Because once you get into these scriptures and you read, your spiritual thirst is quenched,
Yeah.
right?
It goes into that in Isaiah the 55th chapter, in the first verse on down. It goes right into it.
Go ahead, if you want to read.
All right. Isaiah 55:1. It says, "Ho, everyone that thirsteth, come ye to the waters." Right, and the waters are as the scriptures, the Bible. Right, but you have to be sent by the true men of the Lord, you know, to receive get the benefits of this water. All right. It says, "And he that hath no money, come ye, buy and eat." Right, because you don't have to pay for it. You know, like you had back in the day, certain cancels paying for breakdowns. Remember that?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
in the,
That was me.
yeah, Nate and them, they were charging people for breakdowns. No, this is free. The scriptures say, "Freely ye have received, freely give." Right? It says, "And he that hath no money, come ye, buy and eat. Yea, come, buy wine and milk without money and without price." Verse 2, "Wherefore do ye spend money for that which is not bread?" Yeah, because you go into all these plantation Christianity churches, all these different churches, you know, giving tithes to places, to pastors and teachers that don't have the truth. That's what the Lord is asking right now.
If I could say this,
Yes, sir.
just precept real quick, because you went up earlier, it says about the water, right?
Yeah.
It says, obey, ho, everyone that thirsteth, come ye to the waters, right? So that's when the prophets are out, the teachers of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai are out speaking. You brothers got to come, and you're coming for the waters, right? So I got this precept here just to prove that point. This is 18:4, Proverbs. It says, "The words of a man's mouth are as deep waters, and the wellspring of wisdom as a flowing brook." So when the Yahushua is talking about the water, and we talking about the flowing waters, it's talking about the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of these scriptures, right? So that's the wisdom that you shall seek. That's the wisdom, or the waters that's going to quench your thirst. Is the waters of the truth.
Yep. So it says, verse 2, it says, "Wherefore do ye spend money for that which is not bread, and your labor for that which satisfieth not?" Yeah, because if you go into these churches, you're not satisfied. You know, they don't satisfy all your answers to your questions that you have. You know, and it don't make sense. Whatever they teaching you, you know, it don't make sense. How can, if God is all love, then why do we go through slavery? Why are we still in, you know, still on the bottom?
But it's all churches all feel good, you know. They read Psalms, you know, about, and then I'm going to these women again, got men too.
Yeah, they cherry pick. Yeah.
They cherry pick, so I have all these scriptures in our house. God bless my past, and you know all these scriptures, so-called uplifting scriptures, that they use to justify their pursuit of the worldly pleasures or whatever, right? But in the churches, really, when you leave out the church, you're supposed to be really leaving like damn shamefaced and like hit, because the scriptures, you know, you got the scriptures that make you happy, but also you got the scriptures, the scriptures that get on you about the evil, your wickedness, you know. So these women, they should be walking out of church really not jumping up and all that. They should be walking out of, humbled and shamefaced, as well as the men, you know.
Yeah, because the scriptures say in what's that? How the word is like a sharp two-edged sword. Hebrew 4:12. Because the sword can cut both ways. You can use it to cut, but if you're not doing right, it can cut you too.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I'm good.
So it says, "Wherefore do ye spend money for that which is not bread, and your labor for that which satisfieth not? Hearken diligently unto me, and eat ye that which is good, and let your soul delight itself in fatness. That's these scriptures, man. The truth is truth, man. You're supposed to eat it like the Lord told Ezekiel to eat the roll. He ate the roll, you know? He said it was in his mouth, sweet as honey. Sweet as honey, you know? Meaning that it answered all his questions, but later on it became bitter, because that's part of the trials and tribulations, you know, and the things you have to endure in this knowledge, in this truth.
That's the digestion.
The digestion of
You know?
it, right.
So like you can eat it, right? So you hear it, but then the digestion is like you actually you studying, you're going through the word, you're studying it, and then you start living it out. You know?
Start living the word.
You start living the word. You start, you know,
Yep.
and then it gets bitter because the world starts turning against you.
Yeah.
Your parents.
Everything is against
Everything's against you.
this truth.
Yeah, you start coming to realization that this world you live in goes everything in the truth. And then the people you interact with, and the scriptures, Yahweh Shai said what? That the people your own household, they're going to be your first enemies.
First enemy, yep.
So here it is, you with your woman, and she wants to do this, that, and the third, and that's against the scriptures. So you get deeper, and then you start finding out that you really have nothing in common with these people. You start not even want to be around people.
Yeah, they vex your spirit.
They start vexing you, and they you know, and then this world is effeminized, and that shit just doesn't rub well with you.
Doesn't agree.
It doesn't agree, and the energy just doesn't match. Like they can feel the heat off you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, they feel the friction.
It's like you repel each
You
other.
repel each other. Yeah.
Like if you put two magnets together, like if you turn it around,
Right.
then they push apart.
Yep. So that's the digestion part.
Yep.
You know, and some people when they start feeling digestion, they fall out of the truth, and someday they enjoy, or they vomit it back up. Kind.
Fall out the truth.
Yep. Or they can't handle the pains, and some brothers they just churn it out, and that's part of the patience, which is the suffering, right? Yeah, because it's not just you hear the word, oh that sounds good, and that's it. At the end of the day, you actually got to go practice it, and then you teach it. Apostle Tahar today, he said, look, that when we come out here and we teach, we're teaching you. We all came in here to be teachers. That's another thing about the churches, right? You got people that have been in church 40, 50 years, and they just parishioners,
Yeah.
right? They just go to pay their tithes. And because they think just by going to church for that hour, this is what most people, by going to church for the hour,
That one day a week.
yeah, that one day a week, singing and dancing or whatever, and leave, that the Most High is pleased with that. Nah,
Yeah.
right? They never astute to go higher. And the way the churches are set up, it keeps you dumbed down anyway, because you just go in there and you dance. It's like going to a concert,
Yeah.
a Lil Jon concert or some shit,
Yep.
right? Like Lil Jon was in live at 5 years old.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, right? Okay. I was reading. You had.
So back in Isaiah 55:3, it says, "Incline your ear and come unto me, hear, and your soul shall live." Right? So that's what we all, you know, when we all were in the world before we came into this knowledge. That's what we did, you know. The Lord had the Spirit on us to listen. We inclined our ear, you know, and we came and we followed what the Lord said to do, and then we became living, you know, living in the truth, so to speak. You know, we became quickened, became made alive, you know, from the dead state that we were in. It said, "And I will make an everlasting covenant with you, even the sure mercies of David."
The sure mercies of everlasting covenant, even the sure mercies of David, right? Meaning what? A crown, and to be a part of the elect, right? But you got to see this thing out through the end, and you can't just be a bystander, right? You got a lot of dudes in the world that are cool. They so-called try to live a good life, you know, that go to church and they so-called try to live according to Christ, right? They don't agree with homosexuality and all that stuff, you know. But do they go out there and put in the work? A lot of them don't actually go out there and put in the work. It's one thing to be a listener, but it's another thing to go out there and put in the work, to put your hands to the plow, right?
So you want to be, if you out there listening, you're watching a stream, you know, everybody watching a stream, you should be out there already. If not out there, you should be streaming yourself, or you should be out there pushing the word. That's your goal, is I'm going to go out there and push the word. And you pray to the Most High, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, you just go out there and do it, man. You know, just you listening to the stream or logging on Saturdays or watching a replay, whatever, that doesn't make you a man of the Lord or a woman of the Lord or of the Most High, whatever. It doesn't make you a part of the elect because you tune in and you listen. You listen. You know, some of us got a station that we listen to every when we ride into work. We like to put on 97.1 or whatever the hell it is and listen to it. So what? Now, when you actually put in the work and you start doing it yourself, that's what the Most High requires. That's a sacrifice the Most High requires, right?
That's part of bearing the Lord's cross, you know?
All right.
I got something. Yeah.
All right.
Unless you had something.
No, go ahead.
This is Luke chapter 14, verse 26. It says, if any man come to me and hate not his father and mother and wife and children and brethren and sisters, yea, and his own life also, he cannot be my disciple. So this is the Lord breaking it down, saying you gotta love less, you gotta love your family, your loved ones less than how you love him, and you love the truth and the brotherhood. The truth and the brotherhood and his knowledge comes first before your children, before your mother, before your father, your sisters, your brothers. You know, that's part of the sacrifice. You know, that's part of, as we're going to go into, counting the cost.
Yeah, because your family, look, King Solomon did a survey, men and women. Out of 1,000 women, he found none that were worthy, you know, to be considered elect. Out of 1,000 men, he found one. So that tells you that the majority of these people, they're not of the elect. They're not the elect, and they're totally gone. And that includes your family, whether it's your brother, your sister, your mom, your mother, your father. They're not part of the elect. And anyone that's not part of the elect, the Most High is going to destroy. He selected a certain few men to be part of the to be members of the elect. So it doesn't mean that you go in and you cut your mom and you cut your dad off, F you and all that. It just means that, hey, you prioritize, and if your mom invites you over so-called for, let's say, Thanksgiving or whatever, and your mom is set on making pork or whatever, because you know it's, your mom don't fuck with pork, it's against the scriptures, you know, it's against Leviticus, you're not supposed to eat anything unclean, and she's dead set on eating pork, then don't go.
Yeah.
You don't sit down and take it, all right, mom, I'll take a slice, because you don't want to offend your mom over the Most High. Right?
Yeah. Or if your father tell you to break one of the laws of the Lord, you don't have to obey your father because you know he's telling you something against the Bible. You know? That's just two examples.
Yeah, two examples.
Yep. Verse 27. And whosoever doth not bear his cross and come after me cannot be my disciple. So you got to look at everything that the Lord went through. You know, he was mocked. You know, he was mocked. He was the wicked Pharisees and scribes was vexing him, always coming against him. You know, eventually they put him on a cross. They crucified him.
His mom too. His own mother.
Oh, yeah, his own mother.
His own mother. Yeah.
Vexing his spirit.
Yeah. He had to put her in a place a couple times.
My time is not yet come.
Right. Hey, but you know what? You never hear about Joseph. You never hear that Joseph.
No, you never said nothing.
Yeah, there's nothing in the scripture about Joseph aggravating Yahushua, but his mom is up in there.
Yeah, but she asked him to turn the water to wine.
Yeah. He said, look, it's not my time.
You know, like that. Then he told her, his mother, I'll be about my father's business. He said, woman, don't you want to be about my father's business?
Yeah.
The story says that his father and his mother was looking for him. Because he tarried back.
Yeah.
So what father is he talking about?
Yeah.
He's talking about the Heavenly Father.
The Heavenly Father.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it was his mom that Joseph. I'm sure he was like, man, you could take care of himself.
Because remember, they were leaving the temple in Jerusalem, and I guess they have like a big family, so
Right.
it was like in groups and waves. So
Yeah.
they probably thought, oh, he's back there with his cousins or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. That was probably Mary. She was all worried and
You know how
stuff.
women get,
Yeah.
my baby.
I know Joseph was like, man, he's
It's
good.
all right, yeah. Verse 28. For which of you intending to build a tower sitteth not down first and counteth the cost, whether he have sufficient to finish it? Yeah, so you gotta have in your mind, anything that you take on, Say if you take on doing an oil change, you gotta be like, yeah, I don't want to start this and not be able to finish it, you make sure, you see what it is, what it entails, yeah, what I need, what tools I need, let me read up on it, research it. It says, lest haply after he hath laid the foundation and is not able to finish it, all that behold it begin to mock him, saying, this man began to build and was not able to finish. That's like when you, as an example, as someone that falls out the tree, someone that put their hand to the plow and look back, everybody, all the rest of the brothers are gonna look back and they're gonna, man, he fell out, man, he couldn't finish.
All right.
Yep. So that was pretty much the point.
All right. I guess I'll finish 1 Thessalonians 5 and then boom, 1 Thessalonians 5, I'm going to start at 1. It says, but of the times and seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. Right? Like we said earlier, you should, everybody watching this stream, you got to log on every week, you should know what time we're in right now. We waiting for the next major prophecy, which is the MOTB. Between now and then, anything can happen, man. We know there's a lot of things that got to come to pass. Race riots, famines, the Great Reset. You can expect another pandemic to hit. All types of stuff, right? Personally, I think the next things will be, they're going to cut out the lights. EMP.
Yeah.
And who was that said when they cut off the lights?
John Todd.
Oh, John Todd, when they cut off the
When
lights.
the lights go out in New York City.
When the lights go out in New York City, because when the lights go on, that's the reset. When the lights go out, that's the reset. They flip the switch.
Yeah, it's going to be a digital age,
It's going to be a digital age. Skynet going to take over.
They got the 15-minute city they want to do. Everything's going to turn digital.
Mm-hmm. They got all the framework laid in place. Remember, while everybody's in the house, a lot of people are in the house now because the new thing is work from home. There's a lot less people roaming around the streets outside. The traffic built up, but it's not like how it was before C-19 hit.
Right. There's going to be another, pandemic.
Yep, it's going to be another.
Like that.
Yeah, it's going to be another one
And
of those.
Lockdowns,
Yep.
Then they're going to finish putting the infrastructure in for the cashless society.
Yeah. So that's all they're doing right now. They send everything up. Right? It says, but of the times and seasons, brethren, ye have no need I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. Hey, just like when 9/11 hit, that came like a thief in the night. Every next day, everything just changed.
Yeah.
Right? Remember them fires in Canada?
Mm-hmm.
3 weeks ago?
Yep.
That came out of nowhere. The next day, you wake up, the whole sky was dark.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So Yahweh Shai is going to come like that. You're not going to know what day it is.
The lockdowns, that
The
came out of
lockdowns.
Canada. They shut down everything. They shut down sports. They shut down, parades. The whole
Right.
world got shut down.
Just like that.
Unprecedented.
Yep. It says, verse 2, for yourself know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, right? Then sudden destruction cometh upon them. So that's another thing we got to look forward to, is when there's going to be some event where all the nations are going to say, look, we're going to ice everything out, right? And there's going to be some type of world peace treaty or something like that. Summit. Kind. And when they say that, it says, then sudden destruction cometh upon them. Because really, when they do that,
That means that NWO is almost in effect.
yeah, that means the NWO, yeah, is in effect.
It's in effect, yeah.
Bishop said.
Yep. Probably, that's going to be when they declare it,
That's when they declare it.
They ain't going to hide it anymore.
Kind. That's going to be one of the last steps, right?
It says then sudden, basically just a play that's being a playbook that's being played out,
Yeah.
right?
By then, everybody have, the
MOTB by then, yup.
The MOTB, they'll have
The reset would have happened.
great reset happen, yeah. Be a cashless society,
It says, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape, right? And it's talking about everybody, including the elites. They're not going to escape. Now, they got their secret, they got their SpaceX, they've been setting them things up there. That's what Elon Musk is there. He's the head of that operation, or he's a face of it, right? For why? Because look, when they send them things up in outer space, people saw them. So now they got to justify, or Elon Musk was sending whatever the SpaceX up there. But really, they building their space stations and they got their escape plan. Because for the elites, because they knew that they know there's going to be an oven down here, and I'm talking about the missile set. They know that's going to be a catastrophic event. They know the prophecies, they know the scriptures, and they know where the prophets speaking the truth. All right, because everything we're speaking, everybody out there speaking all this hunky dory, fucking Disneyland shit. They know they ain't got the truth. We're speaking the truth. There's gonna be the MOTB. All right, there's gonna be a World War III. Yahushua is coming back with the chariots, and he's gonna fight Esau with his chariots. Esau knows all of this is going down. Why do you think they got DARPA and them secret departments of the government? They got weapons that nobody on this planet could even touch. They've been had weapons like that back in the 70s. That nobody on this planet could touch them with these weapons. So why are they building all these super secret, top-notch weapons? Is because they know there's going to be extraterrestrials, aka the angels.
Yep. Michael and his angels fought against the devil and his angels.
Exactly. So that's why they got these weapons, but nobody questions that stuff. All right. So they know what we're saying is true, because we're the only ones, and I'm talking about specifically GMS, Great Millstone, brothers that studied under us, right? We're the only ones that are up on the chariots and the secret weapons that Esau got. We're into all of that.
Yep.
Because we start learning, we're not ignorant Satan devices.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yahushua leads us down that path to where we figure out, oh, they got this and this and that.
Yeah, the Lord, he always told his prophets, things before they happen,
Con, the secret things.
Amos 3 and 7, right?
Amos 3 and 7, Isaiah 42 and 9.
Yep.
Because our power, remember we read earlier in Jeremiah, how the nation, our people switched out their glory, meaning the Most High, for these other powers, right? The Most High, Yahweh, is the power of all powers. So all those secret weapons, DARPA, top secret technologies, all that came from the Most High. That's on Isaiah 54 and 16.
That's right.
Them secret technology came from the Most High.
Yep.
So whatever secrets he gave them, he's going to give to us.
Yep.
So we know what's coming, right? So slack it for the rant. But it says, verse 4, but ye brethren are not in darkness. So that's the part of not being in darkness. The Most High shed light on all that stuff to us, right? That day shall overtake you as a thief. Ye are all children of the light and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness, because this world is all darkness,
All wickedness.
all wickedness.
Yeah, we're not the children. We're the children of righteousness. Lord willing to be part of that elect and of truth.
All right. So we're looking for spiritual things. We're looking into the next world, right?
World to come.
The next world to come, which is what? Nothing but light. Is light, in righteousness, where Yahushua is going to reign, right? This world right now that we live in was given over to the prince of darkness, the devil.
Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it, which follows.
That's right. So we're looking for the next world to come, which is full of light, right? So it says, you're all the children of the light, meaning the elect, and children of the day. We are not of the night, nor of darkness. And darkness involves all the philosophies and the pleasures of this world, right? The idols. They laid out the playbook to death,
All the wicked legislations they push.
Yeah, the wicked legislations. Now look, the thing in his life is to go to school, to college, make money, and do the American dream. Be a superstar, be a movie actor, be a CEO, just chase that dollar bill. That's all darkness. All that leads to nothing but death.
Yeah. Now they're pushing that alphabet agenda so hard too, man. That's how you know we're close to the end. That's how you know the Lord is about to destroy this place.
Yep. It says, verse 6, therefore let us not sleep, right? Let us not sleep. If you're woken up, if you're in the light, pray the Most High that you don't go back to sleep, all right? Because as we get closer to the end, it's going to be heavier and heavier demons, temptations, tribulations. Your woman, you might think she cool now. She know you're Israelite, you go out to camp and this and that. Trust me, she going to feel the pressure too. And more likely than not, the women, they're going to crack. Even the women that are so-called with us, they're going to crack.
You got to be ready to lose everything too.
You got to be ready to lose
everything that's done, man.
Because the Most High is going to put us through the ringer. We suffer hell right now and all that. But the Most High is going to intensify it.
Yep.
He's going to intensify it. So it says, therefore let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober.
Yeah, watching for what? The prophecies. That's what we're looking for, man. That's why we're pushing the MOTB so much, because that's one of the last major prophecies to us getting out of here. That and World War III, we're looking for, watching for these things to come.
Yep. And the MOTB, they want to push it out so bad, but the Most High putting a brace on them. And the major reason, number one, they're on the Most High's timeline.
Yep.
But number two is us. Us, mainly us at GMS. We're the only ones speaking, putting two together blatantly out there that, look, that is the MOTB. So now they can't just come out with it because we put it out there everywhere. That's the MOTB. Right. So they're going to have to find some way to finagle it. You know what I'm saying? They're going to have to get us off the streets.
Yeah,
number one.
Yeah, they might shut down the internet.
They might shut out the internet or demonize us and lock us up or whatever.
Yeah.
So that basically make people think,
free reign,
free reign, make people think that anything that we say is out the window because we're all a bunch of Looney Tunes or whatever, and we're locked up, right? And then boom, now they can clamp down, let that booby trap clamp on them, right? So it says,
back here, I just thought about that scripture where it says how they're gonna bring us before the gates of the nobles, so they got a lot, Then in Revelation says we shall have tribulation 10 days.
Right. It's gonna be public, man.
Yeah.
Because look, we're gonna have to. The servant's not greater than his master.
Yeah, we're gonna be public enemy number one.
Right. We're gonna be publicly crucified.
Yeah.
Just like Yahweh Shai was.
Yep.
See, Yahweh Shai, remember, Israel's under the curse. Number one, going way back, right, to the Book of Deuteronomy, but also all Israel, as a whole, they denounced Yahweh Shai and said let him be. They crucified him as a whole, not physically, but they denounced him and said, look, crucify him. So they're gonna do that with the elect. They're gonna publicly crucify the elect, and that's gonna be televised. It's gonna be public. Everyone's gonna know, and also that's going to be to their detriment, right? Because we represent Yahweh Shai. 1 Corinthians 2:15, we represent Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. All right? It says, for they that sleep in the night, sleep in the night. For they that are drunken in the night. So this is a night, people are walking around. I saw one dude walking around today. He's just walking with a bag and he's smiling. Just walking around. So I said, yo, these people, they gone, they drugged up.
They're zombies.
Yeah, they zombie. They everybody's on Medicaid.
Yep, medication.
Yeah, drugged up on some shit. You got some women, man, bro. The amount of medicines they take, it looks like a trick-or-treat bag of just medicine, and they popping like 20 pills a day.
Yeah. And don't forget the snake juice,
Then they got
people still messed up over that. Because, especially how people driving now, you be like, what the fuck's wrong with these people?
Yeah.
People ain't been right since that snake piss.
The zombie movies, we're living in the zombie movie right now. Night of the Living Dead.
Yep.
These people are dead, like you said. The way they drive, they drive all wild and crazy.
Yeah.
Doing just crazy shit like, yo, what the fuck?
They drive too slow. They be like doing like 10 miles an hour on the highway. They be looking. You know, sometimes you trying to get around them. You want to see like who the hell is driving the car, and you look over, you just like this.
Yeah. I had somebody like that today, man, on the highway.
Yeah.
And they're just like, they zombified. They in a trance. You know? They in a fucking trance. And they got the 5G, the 5G.
5G time.
They got the 5G showers, right? They got them turned up. They're not cranked up all the way, but they cranked up just enough so these people are just, you know? Was it? I'm sorry, Sly, I need to cut you off. Is it? I don't watch Night of the Living Dead, but one of them zombie movies, I don't know if you remember when they played a certain tune, like the zombies would stop, like they would like stop. It was a certain tune that you played, like a music tune, and then the zombies would like kind of stop, and then you turn it. It's like a frequency that controls the zombies.
Yeah.
You know?
I know that movie Cell with Samuel Jackson.
Okay, I see that one.
I think it's called Cell or No Cell.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a must watch. So it says, for they that sleep, sleep in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night. And then, the verse 8, the last one. It says, but let us, right, the elect, hopeful elect, who are of the day means what? You've been enlightened, right? You've been enlightened, you know what's going on. You're thinking with your spiritual mind, right? You know what's going on in this world around you. You walking through this world around these different people, but you walking around in the spirit, you know?
Yeah.
And you see everything for what it is. Now, somebody that's outside the circle listening, they be like, yo, what the hell is this dude talking about? But you brothers that are enlightened, you can relate. You know exactly what we're talking about.
That's right. Yep.
You know? You want to say something? Okay. It says, but let us who are of the day be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith, and faith coming by hearing of the word, reading, doing your studying. That's how faith comes. Okay. Putting on the breastplate of faith and love. Love is what? Found the law, statutes, commandments. Love in the brotherhood. Right?
Yep.
And for an helmet, the hope of salvation. So the hope is also synonymous with faith. With faith. The hope or faith in Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai is our helmet. That's what protects us. And also, what did Dr. Xavier wear to protect himself from the outside forces, from the thoughts of the world and the waves, the influences? Is she wore that helmet to block out.
Yep. Block out all that negativity.
Block out the negativity. Block out the waves of frequency of the outside world. He put on the helmet, right? So that's our helmet. Verse 9, for the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, hath not appointed us to wrath. So if the Most High have awakened you in His truth, the Most High appointed you to life, not of wrath. We don't have the same destiny as the rest of these people out here, right? Including your family, okay? It says the Most High hath not appointed us to wrath, but to obtain salvation by our Lord Yahweh Shai. Boom.
That's right. Yes, sir. Hopefully we're part of that. Hopeful elect will be part of that number. That's what we're patiently waiting for,
Yeah, man, the hopeful elect.
So we got left. We ain't got nothing in this world. So with that, we pray you brothers are edified. We want to give all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai Ba'ashim Kakadash.
Double honor to the apostles, the elders of Great Millstone, and sincere Aki. Shalom.
Shalom.
Kum Yashala.
Kum Yashwala. Shalom.
Kum Yashala. Got it.